Hey guys, just wanted to pop in real quick before this episode to let you guys in on what this particular episode is and kind of explain to you guys, if anyone here is new, what we normally do. So this episode is a little bit different than what we normally do. We usually sit down kind of one-on-one with people in the deathcore, death metal, slam, brutal death, like that kind of like extreme metal scene. Yan and I have a strong love for MySpace deathcore and that whole era. So a lot of our interviews kind of revolve around that. That being said, we've been trying to figure out ways to get some more content out, maybe kind of expand our horizons and do some different types of content and maybe have some different styles of guests. And yeah, this is the first one of those. So this was an extra stream that we did on the following Saturday, following our regularly scheduled Wednesday streams. It's basically, we wanted to host a roundtable featuring 5 different bands that are all up and coming. They literally all came out within like the last month and they're all doing a very particular kind of MySpace era sounding deathcore. So those bands are D0nnie Brasc0, Girl of Glass, Rev3rent, Bludgeoned Angel, and Disfigured. We're super excited about all of those bands, and it was just cool to have members from all of those bands all in on one call and kind of just go through some talking points, kind of just talk about deathcore. Audio for this one is a little bit more hectic and chaotic, obviously, than our regular episodes where we're just 3 people. Obviously, we're 10 people in a call here, so it's a little bit more hectic. But that being said, I was ready to not publish this anywhere if the audio didn't make sense at all. So I'm glad to report that everything sounded at least good enough. So I hope you guys enjoy this one. I'll have links to all of the bands down in the description wherever you're watching or listening, as well as links to our socials, as well as our Discord. If there's one link that I would urge you guys to check out is our Discord. If you want to know anything about what's going on, if you want to talk more about deathcore and metalcore in general, that is the place to be. So I will... I'm going to kind of wrap this up, let you guys enjoy this episode, and we'll see you guys in the next one. We are doing a very special episode today with a bunch of really fucking cool bands. It's the first time we're doing this. We thought of hosting a little, like a round table style event, video, whatever you want to call it, podcast, where we invite a bunch of different people, talk about different subjects. In this case, we got a bunch of people that are doing the more like MySpace era deathcore style, a bunch of bands that are doing it in a really cool way right now. So we thought it'd be a cool idea to kind of get their opinion on MySpace deathcore and deathcore in general. So I would love to start by just going around the room and just maybe having you guys introduce yourselves, because I myself don't even know who I'm talking to all that much at this point. So if you guys maybe want to go one at a time and maybe introduce yourselves, what bands you guys are in, what you do for the band, and we'll start with that. All right, we can start with maybe the Disfigured boys.
Yeah, what's up? It's good. We're Disfigured. This is Frank. This is our vocalist. This is Dom, our bassist. I play guitar. My name's Nate, and he does samples for us. Mario.
That drummer couldn't make it today.
Yeah,
sadly.
Yeah.
All good. Hell yeah, nice to meet y'all. Jason, do you wanna introduce yourself?
I'm Jason. I do vocals in Girl of Glass, and unfortunately, I was the only one that could make it tonight. But we're gonna have fun either way.
There we go. Let's do Josiah.
My name is Josiah. I do guitars and songwriting in D0nnie Brasc0. My producer and vocalist couldn't be here, so it's just me thugging it out.
There we go. Mario.
Hi, I'm in Rev3rent. I play guitar. That's really it.
There we go. All right, you guys put out a song today, right? Or like late last night or today? There we just go.
I need to go check that out.
Go peep that. Remember that shit. We stayed up till like 3 a.m. finishing vocals yesterday.
Oh, no shot. You guys literally just pressed published as soon as you guys finished recording it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Do you two want to introduce yourselves as well?
My name's Noah. I play guitar in Rev3rent, and I do vocals in Bludgeoned Angel. But my other bandmates are busy right now, so they're gonna be here.
Yo, I'm Gabriel. I do vocals for Rev3rent, and hey, let me just say before we do it, like, hey, appreciate you inviting us on the podcast for real. That's lit as fuck. But yeah, I just do vocals for Rev3rent, and the other two bandmates couldn't show up, so let's turn up.
There we go. Hell yeah.
You want me to introduce myself? Or?
Yeah, I mean, no, but for real, I mean, we're a bunch of people in here. I'm the one who's been talking to everyone kind of behind the scenes to put it all together. But you know, I'm Dom. Hi, and Yan, if you wanna introduce yourself for anyone who might not know who you are.
Yeah, I'm Yan, and I do vocals for Lorna Shore. No, I'm the dude who does videos on YouTube about the MySpace era and whatever related to deathcore and stuff like that. And as you can see, I'm a fan of really old school shit, especially old slam, brutal dead, and deathcore. So I'm extremely stoked to be with these guys today. And just to give full credit to Dom, it's completely his ideas, and I think it's awesome. And I think our scene needs stuff like that. Really, like I really think it's also an honor for us to be talking with, you know, talented artists, and especially people that bring back the sound that we love. So there it is.
Yeah, I mean, for context, I guess I'm gonna pass judgment here, but I'm seeing Jason as maybe a little bit older than the rest of the guys in this call. But Yan and I are probably even older than that. So for us, for context, it's like we grew up through MySpace Deathcore, and you know, we're the deathcore grandpas at this point, you know. So it's kind of interesting for us to see this revival and having a lot of younger people be in the scene. You know, doing like fully doing the sound and finding new inspiration with the sound that we honestly haven't heard in like 15 years, you know. Like, I would have never thought that in 2024 we'd be talking to 10 plus people about MySpace style deathcore. Like, that's blowing my mind. Like, I did not have that on my bingo card, you know. So so that being said, like, I'd love to have maybe your guys' perspectives individually, like you know, MySpace deathcore for you guys. Like, how did that kind of come into your guys' lives, and maybe where do you guys even like find that inspiration, and what do you guys like about that kind of style? Like, I'd love to hear your guys' relationship with that era and those style of bands, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I guess for me, it was mostly just a lot of my older cousins and stuff like that were like old like scene kids and stuff, and they'd show me like on YouTube like a bunch of like those old like videos, or like those like top 10 like breakdown videos, you know, or like Attack Pack, or like Design the Skyline or something like that. So I was always just like really into it as a kid.
So that was like kind of what attracted you to it, I guess. Like, are you guys into like more like new school deathcore as well, or it's really like that old school sound that you guys are fucking with?
I think it's definitely the rawness and just the aggression of the old stuff. It's just, I think that's why everyone misses it too. It's just, I feel like the new school kind of deathcore has kind of lost it on that.
And it's like too try hard, so it's like it doesn't get fun. Like, I feel like sometimes like the older stuff kind of like you just full send shit even if it sounds weird.
Yeah, no one's pressing publish on Bandcamp the second they stopped recording their vocals, right?
Yeah, I think there's a big, you know, pop structure going on in the new deathcore, which can be good for certain bands, but I feel like everybody in the room right now, what we love is hearing surprises in the song. Like, it's cool when it just stops out of nowhere, big call out, completely throw another beat. And I think this element of surprise and experimental stuff is kind of gone. So at least from my perspective, that's kind of what I was seeing. Like, it's so polished now that the aggressive stuff that like you felt like somebody was literally punching you in the face is kind of gone, because the breakdown would be at the same spot, the same structure, you know, like the introductions are similar and stuff. So kind of reduce the impact of it. But that's my take on it. But.
I'm a big fan of modern deathcore. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, but like, just overproduced and like cookie cutter. Like, kind of lost the hype to it. Like, fools are just doing the same stuff, or they're just trying to do gimmicks, and like, it's just whack to me.
To me, it kind of like just became like modern death metal to me. Like, it just lost like the rawness. Yeah. It's just like all right, let's just do fast fucking riffs and then just like really heavy breakdowns, but it's just.
I also feel like everyone just kind of takes themselves a little too serious, and a lot of people like miss just experimenting and having fun with it instead of like, I don't know. I feel like you said, it's just kind of people being tryhards,
Yeah, it's not as fun.
Corporate now,
Yeah.
No, I think they're right. I think fun is a big part. Like, it's the right word. Yeah. Like, it used to be fun. Now it's more like, let's be respected by death metal. It feels like that. Yeah. But back then it was just like, let's do whatever the hell we want, and it's going to sound like that.
Yeah. Or it's more like people try to take themselves like too seriously, or like they try to make themselves seem more serious than they are, when it's like, where's the fun in it? I feel like there's just no more fun, like you said, in newer stuff. Everyone looks too serious and they try to act too serious.
They're too scared to be cringe.
Yeah, they're like
too scared to be cringe. Yeah. Yeah.
They're like making it more corporate, for like forgetting that this kind of music's for the streets. Like, it's just for the people. You feel me?
Real recession music.
Like,
and you can actually like dance to like crazy.
Yeah, stuff for them local shows. You feel me?
But I feel like some people, they do it just because they want to seem cool and not because they actually enjoy it, which sucks, because it's like, sometimes you meet someone really cool in a band and it's like, you remember that. It's like, Noah met Chris Garza from Suicide Silence the other day.
Yeah.
And like,
you got the tracheotomy show, I'm assuming?
Hey, let me tell you.
Yeah, I was at the tracheotomy show and I just saw Chris Garza just like walked in, and like, I was just like, and I had to go up and tell him, I was like, yo, like, I was just like telling him that like, there's like a lot more bands coming out now randomly. Like, I just told him that, and like, he inspired me to play like a lot of that type of style. So, and he was so nice. He was super chill.
He seems chill.
Someone in the chat pointed out the energy, and also knows, thanks for being here, man. He has to go, so appreciate you. Somebody was talking about energy, and I don't want to throw shade to the new generation because I think it's unfair to put everybody in the same thing. But it's true that back then the energy live was like, people were going crazy. If you look at the early performances, like look at any 2006, 2007 performance, it feels like gonna like murder someone or whatever. Like, if the
kick music.
I mean, yeah, if like the example that I have always is Mitch Lucker, right? Like he was scary, and he was like moving the whole time, and he didn't care about. And if really you take a look at the newer show, it's more about the performance, and they're all, like, and again, not everybody, but like a lot of them are like that. So I feel like it's also a parallel to what you guys were saying about the fun and the energy and like the intense, like I don't know, like the rawness of it, I would say. But we can feel it in the energy live, probably, I would say.
I guess thing. Like, if you think about it too, like death metal and like core are just like two very like ignorant genres of music, like two very heavy genres. So like at the time when it came out, that was just like, oh shit, we could do that, tremolo riffs and breakdowns. So, like, I could see at the time why some like little scene boy would just want to fucking start swinging arms, during a little Suicide Silence.
Yeah, for sure.
It's funny though, because if we talk about like influences and stuff, like, we're talking about like Chris Garza being an influence, and kind of like being influenced by early Suicide Silence for the music that you do today. But if you take it back to, let's say, Suicide Silence, when they were writing that material, deathcore didn't exist, right? So who were their influences, right? So it came from a different place, I feel like. So it's like, I don't know, man. It's such a weird thing to try and imagine. I think that's a lot of why it was so random and erratic, and all the different deathcore bands kind of sounded super fucking unique in the early days, especially. It's just because like there was no there was no formula, right? There was no like other bands to kind of copy. It came with time, but like, and ultimately we're at a time today where like it's been like quote unquote refined so much, you know, into like a specific thing. But early on, it was just kind of like everyone, it was like that ignorant kind of like, I don't know, naive almost, just like we're just a bunch of kids doing whatever the fuck, right? But I feel that same kind of energy coming from bands that are coming out like you guys today. I don't know if you guys feel it like that as well, but it's kind of like that's how I see it.
100%.
I want to say I feel like deathcore like got bad because it started being deathcore fans making deathcore, and just kind of that feedback loop, and that's where like that refinement comes down. It comes down to a point. And old deathcore, it was like death metal, grind, hardcore. Like, you know, there's videos of Mitch on stage wearing like a Dahmer shirt, or like you look at all the promo pictures of deathcore bands back then. They're wearing Suffocation shirts, Hatebreed shirts, and so like that's where it comes from. And you lose that, and that's why I feel like all of these bands now are cool, because like these aren't like necessarily like deathcore people making it. It's like people that are in death metal bands or in hardcore, or like they're from local scenes and they're involved.
That's a very good point.
They have all this like shit to pull from, unlike deathcore now, because it's so corporate and it's just like all these kids that only know about these big shows and they're starting bands. Like they just don't have that like culture and community to like pull from. But 100%. We're bringing it back.
Yeah, that was a
bunch of these. You see it, like, dude. We've been fortunate enough to talk about a few bands from like we kept on getting bands from the Florida like deathcores, like Tracheotomy. We had Simon on, for example. But like all these dudes are in like 15 fucking bands, and like you guys are doing that shit too. I was looking at shit. I was like, okay, so this guy plays guitar in one band, but he does vocals in the other, and then plays guitar for two of these bands. I was like, but that's cool, right? But and a lot of these people are to your point, you know, they're playing in different styles of bands. It's not like people that are doing 5 deathcore bands. Like you've got a hardcore band, and then they've got this like goth band, and then they're also doing the like this post-hardcore emo thing on the side, but they're also doing deathcore. And I think there's this open-mindedness with younger folks specifically that I look at other people my age, and that there's a lot less of that open-mindedness and I don't give a fuck vibe, you know, of trying to just kind of play like whatever kind of music they want.
I feel like a lot of the slam music, like over the past 2 years, kind of like made it like more fun, and then so like that's why like this type of music is like really fun now too.
Shout out Peeling Flesh.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Snuffed on side, stuff like that.
Like that's like the epitome of just like bug it.
Hey, also shout out the hardcore scene, like from the Bay, all those bands around the States and shit. You know, they brought back that chaos to shows, for real. Shout out hardcore. I fuck with hardcore.
I have to shout out Waking the Cadaver too. I'm sorry, guys, but I do that all the time. I mean, they're not new, but they always stayed, you know, extremely slam. Their show always has been crazy. Like, there's no not crazy show with Waking the Cadaver, and I feel like, you know, they kind of kept their slam the whole time. You know, they never went.
The fun side to it. They never took themselves seriously, right? Like
exactly. Exactly.
And you can tell that like newer. Oh my bad.
No, my bad. I was just saying, Waking the Cadaver definitely influenced that modern slam, that craziness. Just those riffs are insane, you know.
Yep. And this freaking vocalist too is, you know, like it's wild.
And not only that, but like shout out mathcore, man. I feel like there's also a mathcore revival as of right now. There's like a bunch of bands back, and you can see people just going crazy on stage, just like, you know, the 2002 video, like Norma Jean or something, you know.
Yeah, there's like bands up the ass too on that old school shit. It's crazy.
Hey, shout out Dan.
We're seeing that with metalcore too, like a bunch of like kind of Misery Signals-esque or like On Broken Wings style, like old school metalcore, like a band like Boundaries and stuff like that. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. And the Morning Star, that band's sick. Morning Star, that band's pretty cool. They're coming up right now.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like all that old shit is like coming back, not just like deathcore, it's just like all of it in general.
It's because we're in a recession. It's recession music, I'm saying.
It's just a new generation.
Too broke to make new genres.
It's the same way with like the death metal revival, like how like there's bands like Skeletal Remains coming out and stuff like that. It's like everyone's
Shout
just
out
like,
200
hey,
stab wounds. Shout out 200 stab wounds.
exactly. It's like, hey, we bored of this new stuff. Let's go back to the old stuff. That was fun.
Yeah, no cap.
Yeah, like because when people said that deathcore was back, a few years back with Lorna, and nothing negative there. Like I think it's awesome what they're doing. Respect the band super like a lot.
It's great for the scene.
Yeah,
also.
Exactly. It's amazing, and they're great musicians. I would never say that they're not. But in my mind, I was like, yeah, but is it? Is it deathcore really? Like, is it the deathcore? Because to me, it was basically modern death metal with breakdowns is kind of what I, like symphonic death metal with breakdown is kind of where my brain went. And my favorite part of deathcore personally is the hardcore parts. Always been. Like, I love blast beats and shit like that. But like, when I'm happy is during breakdowns, two steps, and fucking slam parts. Those are my parts always. Like if you take a look at the fun during the shows, look at people in the crowd, and most of the time blast beat, they don't know what to do with themselves, and as soon as the freaking slam parts are starting and things are starting, people are just like, even people who don't even go to those shows usually, that clearly their friends kind of pressure them into going, they're like, holy shit, because that's just fun. Like you can just head back and it's awesome. So like when it was gone, I was kind of surprised. I was like, that's literally the best part, and it's kind of gone.
Right, like Deathcore took out all the good parts of Deathcore and just continued on without it.
Like one of the best example for me, like I'm still a fan of Suffocate, even if they're not around anymore, because they were just, it was insane. Like it was extremely hardcore and it was good at the same time. So it's fun to see that the upcoming bands are also bringing back the hardcore parts, because I feel like it's called deathcore for a reason. Death metal hardcore. So like it's weird to call the new wave deathcore where the hardcore is just gone. Like where's the core? Like the core is not just a breakdown, the one breakdown with the and the so I feel like it was weird to me that I understand that it's called deathcore. I understand why, but hardcore should be a big part of deathcore in my opinion. So
yeah, Suffocate is definitely a big inspiration for me, like on guitar. Suffocate and like Demolisher, all those.
Jerome, I don't know if you guys, but like,
yes.
Just watched your video about Jerome the other day too. That was interesting.
Thanks, man. Like that was my video. Like I started channel and I'm like, if I can do like bucket list bands were Jerome and Demolisher. Unfortunately, I didn't talk to any guys that were in Demolisher yet, because I do want to do a video about them. But when I did my reaction to Jerome and then the guitar player, he's like, hey, I was doing guitar. I think it took me 2 seconds to find him and just write to him. And I'm like, please tell me I can do a video about your band, dude. It's so important. Like there's no information, there's nothing. But it's wild.
And they're coming back, baby.
Yeah, they're back. Like he actually, am I supposed to say that?
Probably not.
Yeah, sorry. I'm still gonna say it though. But like they are currently writing and they have like they almost have a song done and stuff like that. No, he would tell me if I can't say it. He would be like, don't say it. And they have stuff planned. Like it's a full comeback. So that's super awesome.
I have some fun facts to talk about with Jerome and their comeback.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Or like the sequence of events that led to this. That EP they have with the 4 songs. I'm the one that put that together and put it out on CD for them.
Stop.
Oh, shit.
So years ago, I used to have this like page where like I would bootleg like movie shirts and shit like that. And I was gonna bootleg a Jerome shirt, and I posted like a sneak peek on my Instagram, and he messaged me and he was like, "Huh, I was in that band when I was 16, and I don't remember making that shirt." And I was just like, "Oh shit, he caught me." And so I just
cease and desist.
And so I messaged him back, and I was like, "Look, man, like, well, honestly, like I was gonna bootleg this, like I don't even know any of y'all or anything like that." And he was like cool about it. He was like down to let me do it. He just wanted me to like send him some. And then I was thinking about it. I was like, damn, I got him here. I was like, let's remaster these songs and put them on CD. And so we did that, and we put it out, and the first 100 CDs immediately sold out. So we did another 100, immediately sold out. And so
I missed that shit by a day.
So by doing this, he saw like how much love, because he wasn't really aware. He was disconnected, because I was in that MySpace Deathcore Facebook group, and he didn't really know like there was still like all this like love for the band. And so like after we like sold like 100 shirts and 200 CDs, he was like, damn, like I didn't know people still fuck with Jerome like that. And so that's when he started to kind of like try to like bring it back,
like consider it and be like, hey, maybe there's something to it. Yeah.
You want to know the funny thing about that? He told me the exact story you just told, but from his point of view. I just didn't know it was you, but he was like, he told me, if I can reassure you, it was a big compliment to him when he saw that, you were trying to bring it back. He was just happy, because for us, ever since I'm doing my channel, like I just can't believe that we're talking to these, I'm even talking with these people, but every single time I'm noticing that they don't see themselves like that at all. Like they don't, like for them, they did a band, it was cool, and that's it. But like they don't realize the amount of love that they had or whatever. Like when I was talking with And Hell Followed It, to me, the freaking album they did, Proprioception, was freaking masterpiece. And I was telling him that, and he's like, yeah, well, back in the days, people were mostly hating on it. We thought our band, everybody hated it. I'm like, dude, I bought the CD and everyone was super stoked with so it's always a perspective thing, and especially back then we were not as connected as right now, right? Like so I feel like this whole, it's a beautiful thing, because you guys are all upcoming, and just bring it back, but also we see all those amazing bands kind of realizing that they were awesome and people want them to come back. So it's not only like a revival, it's a whole new wave coming back.
Did y'all see the amount of orders that Secret Swarm was packing up for the Alicia merch?
Like 12 boxes.
I got one of the CDs.
Wild. Oh my god!
I was like, Jesus! Like I know it sold well, but to see it in video, to see the stacks of T-shirts like that filled up an entire room, was like, okay, people were here for this,
Yo,
that's another one of those bands, like people just they didn't really know there was any hype for it,
Yeah, I don't want to cut you off, but I really want to say thanks to Jake from Manatum, aka Erdemise My Rise, back then, because he just offered tons of subs and stuff. So thank you.
Oh, hell
buddy.
yeah.
And I mean, yeah.
Oh,
so,
yeah, you did with the 5-bomb. Thank you so much, Jake.
Thanks.
Hell yeah.
He's the man. Yeah, he's awesome. I mean, he was in Carnifex, Erdemise My Rise, and now he's an amazing songwriter.
I had the tattoo.
Nice.
Oh shit!
So
do you see that, Jake? Jake,
fuck.
Please tell me you see that, Jake. Let's go. That's so sick.
Let's go.
So
yeah,
real.
you said, dude, crazy.
I'm actually jealous. I might consider getting that same design now.
Oh, okay. It's on the record.
I'm gonna steal it off you.
You said it, so there it is. No, Erdemise My Rise. Oh my god, it was another. We need Jake on the show, so we keep saying it, but we need to book that in the future.
Yeah, Jake timed in. He's a dude crazy. Hell yeah, man.
Yeah. Wow,
that's so sick.
But go ahead.
Go for it.
Nope.
No, you go.
I was about to say absolutely nothing. Probably go ahead.
I was gonna say, before you asked me, to be honest, I was literally watching your videos too. I was watching that Alicia video, and like I was just like, the shows back then, like the dudes were all trying to grab the mic like on the clips you're showing. I was like, that's crazy.
Oh, dude, like,
but that's like the hardcore energy, right? Like that's like the thing, like the pylons and stage diving and stuff like that. Like,
but Elysia, like from every band that I've talked to so far, everybody agrees to say that Elysia had the wildest crowds out of everybody. Like, I mean, I've talked with, big bands, and they would tell me, yeah, Elysia, it was just crazy. Like, people would, they would be opening or whatever and expecting like 4 people, and people would always show up and destroy everything. Like, it was super wild. And the funny thing is, Zach, like, I was fortunate enough, obviously, to, when I did the video, I video chat with the dude. And he's just like super relaxed and just like kind of introverted. And when he went on stage, dude, it was something. People were throwing themselves.
That tends to happen a lot. The
true.
Scrawny, quiet dudes.
Knock Loose is a good example of that. Knock Loose is a good example of that. He's like super quiet and relaxed, and he's just like, super crazy. I know I'm not talking about Deathcore specifically right now, but still.
I'm sure we all know who Knock Loose is.
No.
Did you guys see the video where he got on stage with Gulch and they did the cover of Triumph?
Oh,
that shit was hard as fuck.
Yep.
That shit was hard.
I think I put in the video. I could be wrong. I think it was in the video. I think I put the sequence in the video. It's been a while. Like, I don't want to be the guy who's like, I made a lot of videos, but at this point I'm doing videos since the last summer. I think I did over like close to 50 documentaries about bands at this point. I have no life if you think about it. Like 50 documentaries.
I've been there since the first video.
Oh, really? Since the in Dead Eye Rise video, like
you shared it on you shared it in the Facebook group, the MySpace Deathcore, and I'm like, finally someone's making shit about like this type of music.
Yeah, like it was mind blowing to me. Not to make this about me, like I don't want to do that, but like it was wild to me that, because I've been watching the punk rock MBA, and I don't know if you guys know the Cozy Representative. He's awesome. He's more in the emo or whatever scene, but like in my mind, I was like, nobody's talking about this era. Like no one, like Suffocate, all these bands, We Are the End, like Suicide Silence, no video about Carnifex. I was like, what the hell's going on? Like somebody needs to document that. And I started. And I'm not kidding. After 2-3 videos, I received a message from YouTube saying, yeah, we're going to start. Obviously, it's not a person. It's probably like just automatic. But they said like, we're going to start sharing your videos to more people. It seems to have a demand. I'm like, what? And like from day to day, I went from 100 views to like thousands. I was like, what the hell's going on? And like, all the love is like, if you look at my videos, people want to know these things because I don't have that many subscribers, but yet so many comments, so many likes and stuff like people want it. So it's wild.
People want to hear about this shit, and like you said, it's not anywhere else, right? Like you type up like history of Elysia, I'm sure there's no other videos talking about it really, so it's like that sort of thing. And because there is this heightened interest right now, I think especially, with the whole new wave of bands that are coming out doing that style, and a lot of fans that come with that are also seeking for that sort of stuff, it's been putting a lot of light on some of those older bands as well. So it's cool to see. DSFP Records dropping a 5-bomb as well, dude. Thank you so much.
Really appreciate it. And
that's another real one right there.
Yeah, really. I was honestly, to be completely transparent with you guys, like in case you didn't notice my horrible accent, English is not my first language. So like when I started this, I was terrified because documenting, having the proper information and stuff like that, like I was terrified because I was like, 1 out of 2 sentences doesn't make sense when I talk. Like, how's that gonna work? So like, I've built up scripts and stuff, and
people really had to enjoy that type of music.
yes, let me tell you that much. Yeah, they're like, okay, let's go through that. But
we're gonna get through this.
Yeah. Can I ask what your primary language, like the
French? I'm French Canadian. Like we're both French Canadian. So
can you say I love deathcore in French?
J'aime le deathcore.
Yeah.
There's no translation for deathcore. So.
Slap that on a t-shirt.
Slap that on a t-shirt, I'm sure.
We could. Fun fact, by the way, me and Dom are both French, except you couldn't tell with him, and you can definitely tell when I'm talking. That's the difference. But the wild thing is, we are living just an hour away from each other, and we didn't even meet in real life. Like, he wrote to me when
we connected because of his YouTube videos, but he could have lived. Well, either one of us could have lived across the country from one another, but we happen to live an hour away from each other for some.
It's pretty funny,
reason.
yeah.
You guys met
It's
yet?
weird.
Yeah, and I would love to see you do a video on a band called Mess in the Morgue.
I don't think I know them, actually.
Have you heard of Tower of Rome?
I got their CDs.
A Tower of Rome video would be sick too.
Bro, Tower
I
of
need
Rome.
to know these things.
Hey, shout out Mario. He put me on Tower of Rome.
Hey, do
Tower
you
of Rome's
do
more
any
like
videos
Ryan,
on like old metalcore bands too, like old ass metalcore bands?
I have a big list to do. Like, if I'm being honest right now, I want to explore even death metal. I would love making a video about Cannibal Corpse and all that stuff. If I'm honest, like,
do you have any death metal videos yet? I haven't checked out the YouTube channel.
I don't. The first death metal in my mind video that I really want to do is Cattle Liquidation, because they're my favorite death metal band.
I would say shout out like Autopsy, Suffocation, do some videos on those fools.
I mean, there's no, like, if you look around, it's another scene that there's not, like, I know there's some videos, but like in the format that I'm doing, kind of punk rocking BA, whatever, like wrap up kind of videos, even death metal, there's not a ton of them. So like, I feel it's another scene that I need to explore, right? Even metalcore.
Someone in the chat said "Eat a Helicopter" video, which I don't know if you have them on your list yet, but that would be a great band to
believe
do.
me, they're on the list.
Helicopter,
yeah, believe me, they are fully on my list.
That's a big.
They have the sickest fucking logo, man.
They have, in my life, the longest call-outs I've ever seen. Like, they would stop a song and he would say like 4 sentences alone, and then it would throw like the breakdown. It was so sick. I'm still listening to them. Like, yeah, I really want to do a video about them.
Would you do a video about the Red Chord?
Oh, it's on the list for sure. The Red Shore and the Red Chord is on my list. Like, I actually started working on the Red Shore, but then I don't know what happened. I made like a bunch of other random stuff.
Your ADHD kicked in.
Yes, that's kind of how. Like, I want to be passionate about everything I do. So if I'm working on something and then I have an idea that kind of just trigger me like more, I'm going to switch and do that instead. I always want to be, I never want to work on something just robotic and okay, let's do it. Like, so I was working on the Red Shore, then I had an idea to do a lot of people were asking me to do like a tutorial, NL, whatever video. So I did it. And the video that I've worked that took a long time is the complete story of Lorna Shore. Actually, they started in 2009, so it's going to drop on Monday. So Tom Barber, CJN, Will Ramos. So I do like a 2009 until today kind of video. It's 42 minutes long. So when I do stuff like that, it takes a long time, right? Like, the script takes longer, research takes longer, everything takes longer. But now it's done. So I'm probably going to do like smaller bands for a while, like the Red Shore, Red Chord. I also want to do old school metalcore, like August Burns Red and Park Street. I know we're somewhere else, but I also have this love for, old Parkway Drive back in the Deep Blue era, stuff like that. Like, I love that stuff. So I'm going to do a little bit of both. You can tell my tastes are all over the place. I did a freaking video about Mayday Parade. Like, I love a lot of stuff. So, but I want to focus more on metal. Definitely, I have more fun when I'm focusing on extreme stuff. Like,
would you ever do videos on like post-hardcore bands or like earlier emo bands?
Oh, for sure. Like, other examples that I have, I really want to do a video about Underoath, like they're not, they're far from deathcore, but I don't care. They were still extremely influential.
Early stuff is...
Yeah, like
pretty fucking metal. Yeah.
Yeah, like Acts of Depression, Heart of Stone, the slam in Heart of Stone is insane.
So like, yeah, I plan of, and of course, people have been asking me forever, like, as blood runs black, I need to do this one. I know everybody's like, dude, like all the time. I know, but the thing is, they have so many information all over the place. They had 50,000 different members over the years. Tons of stuff happened, and I want to get it right. So I do want to reach out to them directly and then make a video. So that's why it's not, it's not there yet. But
I'll make a video on preschool Tea Party Massacre.
Oh yeah. I mean, all that
or
stuff.
Cybergrind.
Yeah. I did. I'm so glad that I did. Like,
Hey,
I
do
was
a video on short bus pile up.
I mean, I'm so happy that I did We Came With Broken Teeth, because for me, first of all, rest in peace to, I don't like, I think I'm terrible with names. I think Matt, was that his name? Like Matt or Max? I'm really bad with names, but
don't stress those. I think it's Mike. But
Mike
is what I had in mind. Yeah,
Mike. Yeah, he sadly passed away. But like, I really wanted to make a video about them, because in my mind I was like, if I don't, like, who's gonna do a video about We Came? Honestly, like, who's gonna tell their story? So it was a hard video to do. But like, even the less serious bands, like I Set My Friends on Fire, stuff like that. I want to do all these
reaction.
Yeah, like I have content for years to make. Like, there's so many bands to talk about, like even more metalcore, like Miss May I, all that stuff. Like I liked all of these things, and my deathcore videos do better so far. Like, people really want deathcore bands, but at the end of the day, I want to do what I like, and if I want to do a video about booger experience, but I'm still gonna do it. So.
For real though, like, appreciate all that. For real, I think you're the reason why this kind of music is still like getting pushed back into the conversation. So shout out for keeping that old school stuff alive.
Hey, I wish Victim Blame could have been here. That would have been
no cap.
I
mean,
did you guys
we got
hit them up?
We gotta. So I had to limit it to like. At first, I was like, how many people we're gonna have on a call, and like there were a few extra bands that I was like, Victim Blame. I mean, we've got Restricted in chat. They hadn't dropped music until today, so I was like,
bro,
there'll be more. There'll be more, But yeah, for sure. We got a few bands like that we gotta reach out to and do some stuff like this with as well, or just like full on interviews and stuff. But yeah, man, there's so much, man. Apparition, stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of cool bands.
A MySpace bitch song. They did Asking Alexandria with the synths.
Oh, Illyrion.
That's how I found out about Victim Blame.
That video of Victim Blame playing Illyrion.
And then they turned out to be a deathcore band.
Yes, sir. Nah, but shout out Restricted. Hey, go listen to that Lead Lace Memory single by Restricted, and go bump Disfigured, go bump Rev3rent, go bump Bludgeoned Angel. That's all I rap.
Bump Gorilla Glass every day.
Hey, destroy
bump Gorilla Glass too. Hey, but Gorilla Glass is being bumped. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're already turning up to that shit.
Nah, yeah, hey, that.
Just to give you a Girl of Glass, just to make that clear, we do here a Battle of the Breakdown segment, like what we do, me and Dom, on the regular podcast. At the end of the podcast, we each choose a breakdown, and people vote which one is they prefer. Whatever, it's hard to that's pretty much it. And Dom, he chose one of your breakdowns, Girl of Glass breakdown, and he completely destroyed me. And just to make that on the record, I picked a Dart as Murder because I'm a fan of early Dart as Murder, back in the, like, what's the name of the song, like Parasite something. I'm terrible with and he won, just to give you an idea.
No, Yan thought he had me until he heard Girl of Glass.
No, but even me, I said, okay, that's winning. I'm a huge fan of bass drops that destroy the whole sound, like just take over I'm a big fan of that. There's an old band called Above This. I don't know if you guys
yes.
They would do that.
The bass.
Like it was so awesome, and like I'm a big fan of that. So.
Hey, shout out to 808 God, Nuke Apocalypse Studios, for real. That's the real studio. That's the producer, the mixer. He does all of it. Shout out Nuke Apocalypse.
I'll check them out. Yeah, no,
Let's go, man.
above this was huge for me when I was in high school. They got big on Beheading the Traitor, obviously. Are either both of y'all familiar with that channel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My old he's dead now.
He
But
passed away, right?
Rest in peace.
yeah, he did Beheading the Traitor forever. He put me onto like so many sick bands. Found out he was from the same city as me. We became besties. I ended up actually running Beheading the Traitor for quite a few years.
It got too much, or kind of in tandem.
But together, at first it was together. We were both taking submissions. But then he kind of felt he started going a bad way. He kind of fell off the channel. I took it over. And then it was too much for me to handle, so I ended up passing it off. He passed away shortly after. But yeah, Above This, shout out Above This, even though that guy's a dickhead. Shout out Beheading the Traitor. Top 13 cunt obliterating breakdown comps.
What?
That's The Beheading the Traitor breakdown comps used to be the breakdown comps. Like that shit was an event. Like he would talk about like new breakdown comp coming out, and it was like hype, like 1,000 likes on Facebook. Like people were ready for this shit. This dude was this guy was putting on for the underground in like crazy ways. Like so I found so many bands from these breakdown comp. Like
he was the reference. He was the reference. Like, you know, now we think of like Slam Worldwide kind of as that like website that does a lot of this stuff. But like back then, Beheading the Traitor was like the go-to. I've got a music video on there. Like it's all everyone kind of went there, especially.
They did a lot for the scene.
Can I ask what band you did a music video for?
I used to be in a band called Depths of Hatred.
No way.
Oh.
Shout out.
So
he never talks about it, and I keep bringing it every single time that I can. Like it was honestly.
May I also ask what you did in the band?
Yeah, what'd you play?
I was vocalist.
Hey, vocalist. Hey, that's that vocalist bond that we got for real. Vocalists have to say.
Yes, sir.
Oh, back to the top 10 like thing he was talking about. I remember finding some like dope bands from this YouTube video that blew up recently. It was called Top 10 Gayest Breakdowns.
Yeah.
That's that OG shit.
That's like
that is literally a classic.
That's a
blew up
classic.
again recently.
Like,
I just found out about it like a month ago.
I feel like
it's got some hype because I've been, you know, we're all like in this, but like I get recommended a bunch of shit, but older stuff doesn't seem to surface all that much nowadays as much. But like that video came up in my recommended feed like a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, the classic, yes.
Like I feel like back in the days when you started band, like in 2008, 2009, your ultimate goal and honor was to be featured in a top 10 breakdown compilation. At least for me, I was like, when I would write a breakdown, I was like, is that worthy of being in the top? Like that was like my main, because I discovered so many bands just like that. I remember finding, I'm going to pronounce it horribly, but DEATHCORE Brasc0, I don't know what to call that. Like, okay. I discovered them in the top breakdown, and I was like, what is that? So that's why on my channel, you might have seen it in my shorter form video. I did kind of a top breakdown that I'm messing around in the room and mushing at the same time. But it's this kind of need to you know, to be back, because it was so freaking cool to hear like these underground breakdowns, you know. If you do top with
a lot of those videos
bands,
are nuked
like,
now too, which pisses me off. Like with I was looking for some, like some of these were called like, you know, top 20 most bone crushing, the most insane breakdowns you will ever hear. Like these like super extra long titles with like just like the Comic Sans in red, like titling on like a black screen type thing. But like a lot of those are nuked now. I don't know why. Like so much of these, like I was trying to look for a bunch of them, and I could barely find any example, but I remember vividly back in the day, I'd listen to a bunch of them back to back.
Yeah.
So I don't remember all that now, but
just number them 1 through 100, and you stayed for like an hour.
Yep. By the way, I would be pissed at myself if I don't. Like, we were shouting out bands. I need to shout out Birth of Tragedy. I don't know if you guys know about them, but they're a band bringing it back. Also, the super MySpace. Check them out if you didn't. I really need to. They have one of the best snare. You're gonna notice I'm very focused on the snare sound for some reason. It's very important to me, and they're awesome. So there it is. Now I can
You said
have a peace of mind.
Tragedy?
Birth of Tragedy. Yeah, it's I don't know. Can I put it like a link? I'm terrible. Dumb is in charge of everything here. I do nothing except talk, and I don't know how to do anything. I'm gonna put.
Oh, you can put a link in chat in the Twitch chat if anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. That's my easiest option. That's funny because if I'm so glad that I have Dumb to organize everything because it would be horrible. Like we have a Discord and I'm like, Dumb, I'm asking the simplest thing. I'm like, how can we do that? He's like, dude, just, you click there. Oh, okay, thanks. So he's the behind the scene person working on everything, allowing me to focus on my channel. So shout out Dumb for that. I think it is.
What's up with the South and this revival wave? Because it's all coming from Cali, Texas, Florida. Those are the 3 states that all of these bands are coming from. There are a few exceptions that are from outside of those states, but so very little. Just out of you guys, how many of you guys in here are from outside of Cali or Texas?
Just Donnie.
Where are you from?
Michigan.
Michigan? Okay, cool. Is everyone else
What I think
what
it
do you
is,
guys, yeah, go for it.
mostly I think it started with the screamo scene, a lot of just screamo music up here. I mean, I've been to shows over here in California where there's just nothing but kids my age, a bunch of 15 to 17-year-olds, and it's just I don't know what happened. It's funny to think about because it's deathcore and then screamo. Anything that has to do with screamo, I feel like people are just going for that as of right now. Anywhere on TikTok too, it's just blowing up.
That's what I was talking about with Josiah from DEAthCORE before we started this, about how weird it is to me, because I know Dom, you pegged me as a little older than them. Yeah, I am, but I'm gonna be 29 this year, so I'm not super young.
Yeah, sure.
But
not like me and Yan, we're 30 plus, so
yeah. It's weird to me seeing how connected the modern deathcore and screamo scenes are, because it was not like that back before. Screamo was people would call everything screamo, but truly scrams music and deathcore were completely separate from each other. And so it's very interesting for me to see how many screamo bands are just playing with deathcore bands, and even in Houston right now too. It's kind of a lot of the show offers that Girl of Glass gets are with screamo bands.
Yeah,
it's dope. I'm into it.
It's funny you mentioned that because you were talking about the guitarist, Jan. You were talking about the guitarist for Jerome earlier. How he got in contact with them. Jordan from Widow Dusk, shout out Widow Dusk. He's jammed with that guy a bunch of times as of recent. It's crazy, the pipeline of how these people are so connected with the deathcore scene from screamo and scrams.
It's funny because I went through emo and screamo and then discovered deathcore and stuff, but sure, because I had already listened to emo, post-hardcore, screamo and all that stuff, I still continued to listen to it while I also listened to deathcore. But I've never been to a show that had screamo and deathcore at the same time, right? Even though I personally enjoy both those things, that was never a thing, to your point, right? It was totally fucking separated. So yeah, it is cool to see that. I think it really does kind of come down to just being more open-minded. I think there was so much gatekeeping and so much pretentiousness back in the day, and not being able to have mixed bills and stuff. And I don't know, man, it's kind of.
But yeah, even if if you listen to bands like Whitechapel, Suicide Silence, Stalking now, they're all friends and they want to play with each other, stuff like that. But back then it was more competitive. It was who's gonna release something heavier or better. I think in some part it probably like a healthy competition can be good, but like the whole scene was so like there was a lot. People were younger.
Was against each other.
Yeah, it was more. Yeah, it was more like my band is better, but I don't see that nowadays at all. Like I see, bands commenting on other bands saying, "Oh shit, that's so cool!" Like there's there's more. It feels like everybody's part of it.
We spent 5-10 minutes shouting out a bunch of cool bands earlier. Like that's kind of like what it is now. Like we're just like everyone's just kind of hyped for each other. Like that's kind of the vibe. And I don't think it was like that back then.
No.
In Texas, us and Disfigured are going to Texas to play with Gorilla Glass and Victim Blame. And
no, Gorilla Glass can't play because Corpse Pile is going to be on tour.
Oh.
Yeah, I told Victim Blame that. Yeah.
Yo, Gorilla Glass isn't playing.
Nah, we can't.
Oh,
me and Landry are gonna be gone.
Everyone's backing out.
Nah. Victim Blame's the homies, but we should for sure schedule something with Gorilla Glass. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, after Corpse Pile gets back from tour, Corpse Pile's not gonna be doing anything till like September, so Gorilla Glass schedule way open. So
I'll fly down.
Yeah.
We're flying from Cali. We're flying down to Texas for that show. So let us know.
Oh shit, y'all are flying?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Are y'all borrowing equipment?
Yeah. I think you could just bring like probably just your guitar or some shit.
Yeah. Are you gonna say something?
Amps.
Yeah, I really want to ask something. I want you guys' opinion on Psycho Frame here. Everybody here. I really curious.
I fucking love that shit.
They're actually like heavy as like all shit, and their riffs are like they have actual death metal riffs, like with the taps and shit like that.
Their lyrics are fucking insane.
Their lyrics are insane, and they have crazy flows.
Lyrics are insane.
They have crazy flows. Yeah.
For real, I be practicing them songs.
Psycho Frame is weird, bro. Like music is brutal shit. I think they for sure has brought back deathcore like in a weird way.
Not only that, but they down too, you know what I mean? And it's like you don't find a lot of bands like that sometimes. Like it's not cookie cutter necessarily. That's what I love about them.
Technical, be on that like tech shit. Yeah.
I have Hunter Young. That's my boy. I love him, and I love Psycho Frame. But I have a kind of hot take about Psycho Frame.
Oh, what's up?
If Hunter hears me say this, I know he's gonna text me and be like, "What the fuck, man?" I don't think they're MySpace deathcore. I think they're just good modern deathcore.
That's what I think. MySpace.
I don't think it's a hot take.
No, it's not a hot take. Like I really, we keep saying that they have the aggressiveness and the spirit of MySpace deathcore, but they were able to be in the middle with like a good production at the same time, and like because Hunter is a master at that. Like he's just like you're never gonna hear like lower tier production. Like he's really focused on sound and stuff. Like I think he told us like when we had. Yeah, like they're crazy. Like to me, Hunter is like how would you call that? Like a mastermind at writing music and
I was about to say that Psycho Frame's one of those bands that can get away with like that overproduction. It sounds awesome. Like I fuck with the mix heavily.
It works, and you still feel like you're listening to MySpace deathcore in a way. That's a crazy thing.
Yeah. Another thing, like sometimes, okay, so like in my playlist, I'll like click 24 hours left on some most popular song, but just how it's just like boom. And like when you hear other song, like Psycho Frame's like Punch just feels like way different. Like out of all the bands I listen to, it's like the most thumping I've ever.
And
hey, Psycho Frame's music will really put you through a wall. Like they're crazy.
Yeah, and also I think something that's like as much as it's well produced and stuff like that, I don't think it's overproduced at all. I think it's just like the fine line, and these vocals are raw as fuck. Like it's well produced. Like if you hear the vocals, like nobody's gonna tell me there's no power in that. Like it's crazy, like to do that. And shout out to them because they're doing the same thing live. Apparently, like it seems like it's even crazier. I think.
And we were talking about how like
just as good.
The newer bands have like they have like the same structure or whatever to their songs. Like when the breakdown's coming, they have cool structures to where they'll come back into like the same riff, but like it's never the same structure as like the next song. Like
Always surprising and cool. So I feel like they took the best out of everything, basically. Like they have the rawness of back then. It's well produced, vocals are great, songwriting is great. Like it's just, if when I heard them the first time, in my mind I was like, that's the new wave of deathcore. That makes sense. Like if that's the new deathcore, that makes sense. That's what.
Well, that's what we've been saying. That like if you took like when deathcore kind of like dipped, like changed styles and stopped being cool for a minute, like 2012-ish, like whatever, like that
MySpace
like
dead
era was.
Yeah.
Like if you stop time right there, and then you just like imagine what that sound progressing from there would have sounded like, instead of like completely changing and becoming another thing and going out of style. I feel like Psycho Frame is like the natural progression of what deathcore would have kind of become. Yeah, exactly. It's what it should have been, instead of like dying off and turning into like the more death metal sound that we have now. But that's kind of where my head's at with that.
It's kind of got like everything it needs, like with like the production and everything. Like it's not lacking anything, and it's not like having too much of something, like the drums are perfectly like tuned, the fucking guitar is perfectly gritty, the vocals are perfectly disgusting.
I think the Psycho Frame vocals are hella unique. Like those highs are crazy. For real.
It's wild and powerful. Like and they use, to at least for me, who's a complete nerd, they use anime's videos. So for me, it's a plus. Also, so there you go. And everything there. On top of that, I think you won't be surprised, but when I saw that D0nnie was featured with them, I was like, okay, my like two worlds combined, it's perfect. And when we talked with D0nnie, like he said that he listened for 2 seconds and he was in. Like he clicked play and he's like, okay, I'm gonna be on this song. So it tells you a lot when somebody who's been around for like 20 years, seeing a lot of deathcore, see your band and really wants to be part of what you're doing. I feel like it's it's a statement in itself. But
Tactoso, when they had that Alicia song, that's how I first getting that taste of that. And Trake, they had a feature with Oceana on like their first EP.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wild. And people are talking about them more and more, by the way. Like it's wild. Like we hear like they're like dumb. Every interview almost we're doing, they get mentioned.
I mean their new song fucking slaps, man. I'm stoked for those guys. I can't wait for that new stuff to come out.
It's cool.
Like production, the way how they sound. Another thing, back to like being unique with their sound. When I heard Trake for the first time, I was like, what the fuck? Like
they did fucking dude, it was just like riff salad and just massive breakdowns over and over again. So
and
that
it works.
Yeah.
And the vocals too, if I may, like they're wild.
That's another fucking like
know what they're doing.
Scrawny ass dude that doesn't sound like, he doesn't look like he sounds type thing. You wouldn't expect his lows to come out.
So nice as a person to like super relax and peaceful, and then you hear that and you're like, what the hell's going on?
The simulation breakdown, and then it goes into that two-step when it's like,
it's sick. No, it's cool to see that there's a new, like I know it's maybe more slam, but I'm including like in my mind there's these bands, there's like Slamwish and Lilith's Demise and all these, like there's clearly a new wave of upcoming bands getting more and more traction. So like I feel like it's a matter of time before this takes off, like Psycho Frame and all that stuff.
I wonder, I'd love to ask that as a question. Like, do you guys think that we're gonna see it come back in a big way, or it's kind of just gonna be a bit more of a niche thing and kind of die out? What's your guys' perspective on that? But I'll cut you off, Jason. You can go for.
Well, I'll chime in on that question. Well, what I was gonna say, I feel like it's kind of part of that question.
Yeah.
I just have a good feeling that there will be like a big blow up, and there will be a handful of bands from the current crop that will be doing this for a long time. Like kind of like with like the Maggot Stomp death metal wave, like Frozen Souls tunes, like they're established now, And like that bubble kind of popped, and now it's going to be really hard to get back up there. I feel like a good handful of bands from the current wave of all this old school deathcore, I feel like they're going to get their chance and they're going to get pretty big. But with that being said, everyone here, don't sign no fucking shitty ass record deals. That's a big part of what. That's a big part of what killed deathcore back in the day. Is because all these labels took advantage of all these young ass kids and they signed shitty fucking deals and it fucked them. So if you get cool, if a cool label hits you up, don't sign the deal. Make sure the deal is good. If it's ass, just tell them to piss off. Low key, Gorilla Glass got a record deal, or well, not a record deal, a record offer.
An offer.
I'm not gonna say the label. But it was so unbelievably bad. They wanted to give us $4,000 and for collectively for an EP and a full length, own it forever, and then pay us 18% and 19% respectively on the EP. And like, what am I?
It's not even an offer.
And
$4,000 is crazy.
Is low key. I'm not trying to flex or nothing here, but the demo we just dropped, we made 4K off of that.
Ooh, congratulations!
Why am I gonna give you an EP and a full length for 4K? Like if we're doing that with our demo by ourselves, like so I had to say that. Like I don't care like how cool the label is. Like if the deal is shit, don't let them convince you that like it's gonna pan out in your favor. Just tell them to keep it DIY.
To add to that though, like from an outside perspective who's seen other deals as well, that's like kind of standard now. Like it's like especially like at a level, like labels will go in and try to swoop up a band and kind of claim them as their own, as their like kind of as though they're like making the band type thing, when in reality the band was already starting to make waves on their own. They were already doing the thing. They were already making their own money and stuff like that. And it's only because people sign at that early stage that they get the really fucking shitty offers. Because technically speaking, a band like Girl of Glass, like no disrespect, but it's a newer band, right? Like there's like technically no numbers to like come back to and be like, hey, no, like this doesn't make sense because of this proof, right? Mm-hmm. And that's where like a lot of the shitty fucking stuff comes in, because it's like there's like technically no argument against it, but like that type of range of like amount of money for like $2,000 for an EP, $3,000 for an album type thing, there's a lot of those that happen. And it's like, and for what? Like it initially kind of like looks like a cool number, but then you realize it's gonna cost you like way more than that just to record. And you're not getting anything out of like you're not doing a music video, you're not doing like any promo, you're not doing anything else with that money. And most of the times, like it's like the label, unless they can, sometimes they'll like try to sell you on like, oh well, we'll be able to put you on big tours and stuff like that. But that's like, you don't need a label for that either, right? And like a booking agent's gonna take a percentage, and if they don't book you on anything, they don't get a percentage. So it's like you're not like giving up on any money and stuff like that. But yeah,
no, but like
it always sucks to hear, because a lot of I've seen friends be super fucking excited about deals and be fucked in the ass afterwards, and like
but I think there's a reason why we see big bands at a certain stage of their career, they drop the labels, they buy back their rights, and they're just
that can be super fucking expensive, and the label has to be willing to do it as well.
Yeah, it's like, very complicated, so but like they end up kind of losing a lot because it's so expensive to buy it back. But what I'm trying to say is, times have changed. Like when you wanted to do a band back then, you needed the label, because let's be real, like the only thing we had was MySpace, and how are you going to book a show? You had to know people. You needed connections and stuff like that.
To be fair, MySpace is what changed everything.
Right? I know, but not really early on. Early on, people didn't know the power of that. Like they were kind of, it was a new thing. But nowadays, it's like without trying to brag, I have more followers on Instagram than certain of these labels. So I'm like, what are you going to do for me? exactly.
Let's just shout out some people on a podcast. It'll get more eyes than a label sometimes. You know, it's stupid. It's stupid, but it's kind of what it comes down to.
Honestly, and it's funny to me. Like, you need to target the right place. Like, for example, let's take my channel for example. If a brand like Indie Merch would work with me, it would make sense, right? Because like it's the target audience. Everybody's buying band merch and stuff like that. But I feel like those labels, they're kind of out of touch, and they reach out to people just because in their mind they're like, yeah, it's probably gonna work, so let's own their music. That's not an offer. You're offering me to buy it before it blows up. So like after I have nothing and you have everything. It's not an offer to me. It's just like I'm giving away all my rights, hoping that you're going to book me and stuff. And then they have the upper end. And I don't know, like times have changed. And I feel like this $4,000 might as well just work, like work, pay it yourself. It's yours. Like, I don't need you. Like, they're acting basically like a bank. And it's not even your money. They're going to ask for it back.
Five people working minimum wage for a month will get you your $4,000. You know, like you don't. Yeah.
I mean,
that's the other thing, right? Like
I'm doing personally music for absolute fun. Like, I don't think we're ever gonna do anything with that. I'm just doing it for fun. You might have heard it on my channel. I told my band, like, we're recording a single right now and we're just splitting up everything, all the cost, and I don't care. It's just like a side thing for fun. So like, to me, an offer needs to make sense. Like, if they're offering you something cool and people don't know that, but you can negotiate stuff too. Like, you can revisit the offer and say, okay, but we need this and this and this. Like, there's ways to do that. But if you're not at the stage of a big band, I don't see the interest. Like, if they're not offering you something crazy, like, I mean, Lorna level or something like that really makes sense, I would never sign that in my life. Like, never.
Because even some of the middle like mid-range labels are not really
as bad
for you.
It's as bad. Like, if you're like what I would give as maybe an advice to any bands, it would be like, each member try to be as much present as you can on socials, like do playthroughs, like just, you know, put yourself out there. And like, if you're 5 in a band and 5 of you guys are just like doing stuff, doing covers, doing whatever stuff you want to do, like, you're going to have as much exposure as any label could, you know, ever offer you. So that would be, so that's my take. But like, I mean, we heard Jason and stuff, but what you guys are thinking about that? Like,
I was actually going to continue the conversation on how you said MySpace changed the game. You know, like, for us, it's actually kind of like Instagram is changing it. You know, you have bands popping out every day.
True.
You're giving us a platform to kind of put our music and how we are out there. You know, it's like it's sort of like Instagram deathcore. You know, it's but it's really sick to see.
True. No, you're right. You're right. I see new bands.
Is it on TikTok as well? Or is
not
it
really? TikTok.
Screamo's big on TikTok.
Yeah, big on TikTok.
Maybe vocals though, like on TikTok. I mean, like vocalists doing some crazy stuff.
Playthroughs and like vocal covers, I've always been big on social media. So yeah, like that's another thing that kind of puts us on the map, you know.
Makes sense.
What's up with Bandcamp? What's up with Bandcamp releases? Why are all y'all just putting your music up on Bandcamp and nowhere else?
No, we're working. Hey, we're all working on trying to get that on platform. Hey, we're just
kidding, guys. Just cool vibe to it too. You know, it's just a platform. Yeah.
Nah, yeah, Bandcamp is like, it's not underground, but like it just is like kind of on the low. You feel like more pure.
I like it personally. The customization's goated, and you can get the black screen. That's why it's peak.
It's almost like hosting your music on your MySpace profile exclusively.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Bandcamp is that.
It's accessible, but like not super easily accessible. Like, you got to really want to listen to it to like go hear it.
Hey, Jason, also, I have a question for you. So,
what's up?
All right, so you said you were 29. So like,
I'm gonna be 29.
Okay, you're gonna be 29. So like, when were you like? How young were you when you were like starting to get into this and like?
Like, it's so, I have really bad memory. But it's gonna be like 12 to 14. is about like maybe 13.
An OG.
But I just it's hard for me to pinpoint, but I want to say Guitar Hero 3 was like a bit like, because I mean I found out about like Paul of Troy and like Slipknot, and so like
I know Guitar Hero is what got me on like Avenged Sevenfold, Megadeth, like that's what
it was fun. It was fun too.
I had kind of already known about Korn because my brother was into Korn, but like I come from a very like not very very sheltered, but a pretty sheltered like Christian like upbringing, and so like I don't know, I feel like a lot of my friends were like listening to like heavy shit like in 4th grade and crap like that, but like I didn't like really get into music until I was like 13 or some shit. But yeah,
I went to my first concert. It was Korn and Limp Bizkit. I was 9 years old.
That was dope. I was just playing like Call of Duty.
That's real.
To, like,
my first concert was Avril Lavigne, man. So
damn.
You said you were playing
nowhere near Korn.
Heavy shit.
Actually, no. Matter of fact, what was everyone's first concert, bruh?
My first show was Slipknot, Suicide Silence, and Disturbed.
What?
Was it not fast?
I was like 3 years old.
Okay.
Was it not?
2008. I'm only 18.
I went to 2012 Not Fest. That shit was lit. I miss when Not Fest were good. Man.
I went to a few years of Not Fest too. Those were all super sick. Saw like a bunch of bands. Those are always so fun.
My first was it was metalcore. It was A Day to Remember and The Devil Wears Prada with Sky Serplane and Emma Rosa during their prime. And it was, I was surprised to see how violent it got at A Day to Remember. Like A Day to Remember to me, it was like
those breakdowns are hard.
When he threw his breakdown, I think it's in the song "My Life for Hire," and he says, "This is a battleground."
Oh yeah.
Like, I remember being in the pit, and it was like one of my first, like literally my first experience, and looking around, and these giant dudes, like, you know, in mosh pit there was always like drunk super tall guys like with no shirt for some reason.
Those middle-aged men looking to kill someone.
Yeah, they're just like trying, they don't understand what a mosh pit is, so they're kind of trying to hit you, but like they're giant and they're drunk. Like that's kind of, you know,
those are the people who all of these bands are making music for.
No, those are the real ones. The people who are trying to kill someone, like that's what it's about.
It's all about
and
at the edge of the pit.
It was wild, but it was a good first show because if you guys have been watching my videos, I keep saying that to me, Prime was like 2007, 8, 9 was like, I would include 2010 for the most part, but like it was like the complete prime of people going crazy and just like you would walk and like everybody had like stretchy ears full of tattoos. Like it was the Pinnacle, like it was the exact era, and I got to see these, you know, amazing bands. And after that, you know, it's the same story as them. Like I was into the Divorce Preda and all that stuff, and then I shift, and it was Chelsea Grin and basically everything you see on my wall behind. And this EP, the Chelsea Grin EP, I keep mentioning it, but this shit was, and still today is one of the best things ever.
Nah, I actually fucked with My Damnation. Like that's the first album of deathcore I actually like started listening to. When I heard that song Oblivion, like that's when I kind of like in the more like brutal stuff.
I think Alex is underrated, by the way. Like I know a lot of people were complaining live and stuff like that, but like Alex is actually like if you hear that and Desolation of Aiden. Yeah.
Hey, and another thing too, he looked like so lit back then. Like
Chelsea Grin is just that real fucking core band. Like, damn.
I liked everything about them. Like the songs like on this, you know, Lifeless and Recreate, all those songs, like everything was perfect about that band. Like the look, the freaking logo, everything. And
y'all remember their Korn cover?
I didn't like it.
Dude, that shit was funny as fuck.
That was like around the Evolve era, right?
Yeah, they did a cover of Right Now by Korn, and that's
I don't think
Hey, was it Dookie Booty or was it Fire?
It was Dookie Booty to me.
It was kind of mid. It was kind of mid. I don't know. It was literally like the original song, but with deathcore vocals.
No, hold on. You know what was Dookie Booty to me? Nah, I fuck with Slaughter to Prevail sorta and Alex Terrible, but that cover that he did of I forgot what song it was, but I think it was Slipknot. I was like, hell no.
It's tricky. Like, honestly, it must be scary to cover something like that. Like covering Slipknot, it might seem easy, but like it's hard to nail like a cover of a band like that. Covering Korn or Slipknot, it's like that's a territory.
I've seen so many local bands cover Slipknot over the years. It's like to do like outside of deathcore. Like if you're a deathcore band, it's always Recreant by Chelsea Grin, and outside of that, it's like fucking Psychosocial or some shit. Like
Duality. Answered by Suicide Silence.
Yeah.
Nah, to cover a new metal song though, vocals wise, like good luck. Shit.
Yeah, it's wild.
I thought the Carnifex Dead Bodies Everywhere cover was pretty cool.
Oh
they covered Dead Bodies Everywhere.
Yeah, that's just hard as fuck.
No fucking way. Hold on, I gotta write that down. That's like one of my favorite Korn songs. What the fuck?
It goes hard too.
Oh shit. My favorite Korn song gotta be Ball Tongue.
Yeah, Blind and Ball Tongue are like definitely like my top ones, but I love Dead Bodies Everywhere.
Just Jonathan Davis is just hella like inspirational to me. Like his vocals are fucking crazy, and just how he carries himself, stage presence, like that's dope.
Just that dude.
Yeah, and the Adidas drip,
dude.
Bruh, the drip is so hard.
It's funny to see like Suicide Silence are so like inspired by them, like even to see Garza with the Adidas fit all the time, like it's so like clearly Korn inspired.
And it moves like monkey on stage, like it's crazy.
That Korn stage presence was generational, bro. Generational.
I have
so much swag.
Yeah, look, I just want to go back a second about Chelsea Grin. If you guys never paid attention to it, I think it's the last one with Alex on it. Self-Inflicted is extremely underrated. Like there's so many bangers on that freaking thing. Like it was a little more hardcore maybe. Like it was like straight up. Oh, it makes sense because it was during the beatdown era, like with all those bands, but. Self-Inflicted, like super. I think me and Dum talked about that a while back, but like it was.
I love that album personally.
Yeah, so sick, so freaking sick. It's like weird because that era like was kind of in between, right? It was more Jant and stuff. So like, there's a lot of really just underrated album that came out and nobody really paid attention.
I was gonna say the Infinite Death EP. That's one of the first. Like the live video
on the flag there,
with the OG vocalist with the crazy high.
Best vocalist they ever had. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it. Best vocalist they ever had. I'm always gonna think that.
Hold on, no, but I did see CJ live and his range is crazy. I don't know. It's a hard competition for me.
Yeah, but like to me, Brendan's high alone is destroying everything CJ did. I'm very sorry. Like I know it's not a competition, but to me, just those highs are just.
You can tell that he's actually so fucking loud, and like his shit is just like not even really a technique. It's just like
I think he's hurting himself. I think he's hurting himself.
And it just sounds perfect. And his lows are cool. And he has a cool accent. You could hear it in his lows. So it's like.
Yeah, I think he's destroying his whole section here. He's destroying everything.
Psychopath. He sounds like a psychopath.
You're not doing it right. Hey, if your voice isn't hurting, you're not doing it right.
Oh yeah.
When I was in high school, I was able to sound just like that.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've been doing that?
I figured out how to do that, and it was also kind of like My Damnation highs too that I was able to do, but I fucked myself. Because I found Kublai like super, like when they just had Guilty Dog out. And I thought that vocal style was so cool and tough. And I tried to learn it. And I completely blew my voice out. And when it healed, I could not scream that high anymore. Yeah. And it sucked because like I don't even do anything with that Kublai vocal style anymore. So it was like a waste.
All for nothing.
Like, that's my biggest regret in life.
I have that same way with Corey Taylor's vocals. I tried doing Corey Taylor's vocals like from Iowa, and then I cannot do high screams anymore because of that. It just shredded my vocal cords.
Fuck.
Nah, but yeah, Kublai Khan's vocals
I can't do inhales anymore. That's all I do is inhales for the lows, and I can't do them for shit now.
Me either.
Those are my favorite. Everybody keeps saying like, "Oh my god, you're gonna ruin your voice." I cannot stress enough how I never hurt myself with inhales. Like I've hurt myself so many times with exhales, so many times. Never once in my life my inhales hurt. Like I could do that all day easily and nothing. So I love my inhales.
Snuffed is just pure inhale scream.
Oh, yeah.
Snuffed on sight.
Snuffed on sight. I think inhales are like if you can do it exhale, like you're just more of a goat to me. But like inhales is still mandatory. Like the tone on the vocals is insane when people do those.
Well, I'm doing both.
Yeah,
I'm doing.
I just got a shout out Vizzy that just rated us right now. Fucking Vizzy's the goat, man. He just
I love Vizzy.
Cool. With his chat.
Thanks, bro.
Welcome, guys. Welcome.
VZ
inhales are the most squealy. That's why. Those are the most like squealy squeals, like the inhales.
No cap.
Yeah, like I'll be real with you guys. I kind of stopped doing inhales, and then I talked with Dunn from Waking, and he told me, dude, I've always done inhales, and I'm like, fuck that shit. I'm going back on inhales.
I've also seen on like subreddits and like Quora and shit, like, oh, don't do inhales, like you might pop a lung, like you might lose your voice, but I don't really see a difference when I do them.
It never, like, nothing really never happened. Like, I feel like my theory is that people are pushing too much with inhales. You need to do it in a way that it's not, if you push too, like, of course, it's going to hurt yourself. But like, if you control it like excels, like, believe me, you can hurt yourself with excels, like, big time. If it's so, I feel like it's on both sides. But I do understand why people are saying that. If you want to sound extremely loud, obviously excels are, you know what I mean? Like, it's the way to go. Like, it's just but to me, I love doing inhales because I can do a part super fast and switch from inhale exhale. So I'm kind of breathing, exhaling, exhaling, so I can kind of do it back and forth with it. So that's why I do both. And yeah,
it's like trigger kicks. Like people would be hating on it.
Yeah, people do hate on it.
On trigger drum kicks. Like triggers.
Yeah. Nah, triggers are mandatory to me.
That was such a weird debate for a while because people were. It wasn't even like, oh, I don't like the sound. It was like people were saying that it was cheating, as though like the people weren't playing the drums for using triggers. Like, nah, you don't understand what triggers are. Like
it's the same way as using like a guitar pedal. It's like
that's just that
like,
old.
You could say that we're like cheating for using distortion. Like it's
stab your amp like they used to back in the day. Don't use a pedal, just stab your amp.
No, but
literally.
I have a genuine question though. Are these people complaining even playing music? I don't think they are. Like, because honestly, if you do music, you don't care. Like, if it sounds good and you guys are awesome, I don't care. Even if you tell me that you use 27 pedals in a song, I would be like, that's cool. It sounds great. Even if your snare is a freaking cookie box, just do whatever the hell you want, I mean, and I mean, you use like but for sure, people are hating on a lot of stuff, like just when I did my inhale video, I knew for a fact, like people were like, it's not screaming, it's not. I'm like, I really don't care. Like,
everyone, all these bands now is just like, fuck it, pingy snare, and then we're all just collectively have that ringy snare. It's the best.
It's the best. Any genre, it's the best kind of snare to have, except Doom.
Yeah.
By the way, just an insight here with my producer. I wanted a snare sound like that. I don't know if you guys heard the song I made, but like I really wanted a snare that does this, this sound. And I've sent to my producer me just using a cooking pot and a butter knife, and I'm like, please make it sound somewhere like that. And it was a mix. It ended up being a mix of the actual snare I had with an actual metal cookie box.
Oh yeah.
That's it. Nah, but when Noah was making our tracks, he asked me how the snare, like how I wanted the snare to sound, and I said just make it sound like a dodgeball.
Yeah.
There you go.
Dodgeball is a good reference too. Yeah.
That disfigured snare is a goated snare.
Like,
Hey, shout out Disfigured snare, bro. That's a goated snare.
Hey, shout out Gorilla Glass snare.
Hey, shout out Gorilla Glass in general. Y'all are lit.
Thanks. It's just like Superior Drummer or something. That's
Also,
like
shout out Brutality Podcast for real. Y'all the goats.
Y'all fuck with Body Box.
Yeah.
This is dope.
Dude,
It's sick.
their snare is fucking disgusting, dude.
Well, that's another Hunter Young gig, right?
Shout out Bashed In. Ooh,
Is it? I didn't even know.
I think so.
it is.
He played
It
live
is.
guitar for them for a while, and I'm pretty sure he
so-
produced.
And wrote and produced too.
Yeah, he wrote everything. He has been since the beginning. He actually years ago he sent me Body Box demos. He was like, "Yo, I'm writing for this death metal band for all these kids in Florida," and he sent it to me, and I was like, yeah, "That's pretty cool." And now they're like fucking huge.
Yeah, dude.
I'm also
Their mix
I'm,
is so cool. It's
I'm
like
pretty
so
sure the
neat.
drums are programmed too.
Yeah.
I feel like I remember him telling me that, which is crazy. They like sound
Said
so
that they don't
good.
have like
I
any
think-
place
I
to
think-
record like
I think
actual.
all of his productions are programmed drums. I don't think because he doesn't have a drum room. He doesn't have like he's I don't think he's ever tracked live drums. At least not in his studio. And most people are just going straight to the studio. I've never seen a photo of him like in another studio recording drums or whatever.
Oh yeah. No, but I was gonna say that programming drums is low key like the new conversation for trigger drums. Like a lot of people like hate on that. Like it needs to be live or else it's cheating. Like da da da. But like I don't think the bands really care. But like, hey yo, Jason, what did Gorilla Glass?
As long as your drummer can actually play it, then there's I don't think
Yeah, exactly.
You just write it
my
live
main
and then
thing.
you program
Honestly,
it. I think.
I think honestly, as long as like I don't really care how an album is made. If it sounds good, it sounds good. If it doesn't sound good because it was programmed drums and they like didn't quantize it and it sounds fucking robotic and it sounds like shit and it doesn't fit the vibe, then it sounds like shit. But it's not because it's not like the fact that they use programmed drums, right? I don't really care how the album is made ultimately, as long as it sounds good. But then if you're playing it live, just, you know, be able to play your songs. That just goes with like any style, any band. Like, I don't know. That was,
Yeah,
like,
but it's funny
conversation.
though. To me, it's just straight up funny. Like saying it's cheating. What is that? Like a video game? Like, what are you talking about? Like cheating? You're like, oh, this dude did in-house, so therefore he's cheating. What? Like, what? Like, did you?
I honestly think inhaled it's like some of it's cool, but like I don't know, like you just gotta get the pass. Like for real. Like Snuff's inhales are insane. Like he gets the pass. You feel me?
Oh no, I get it. There's definitely a way, you know, of doing it. Like, but still, to me, it's like I get what you mean, because I still, as a vocalist, I still, you know, I'm more impressed if someone is doing those sounds in Excel. Like, to be completely honest, like if I hear the same kind of sound in Excel, I'm like, holy shit! Like it's more impressive, and I think it's always going to be. But at the same time, I've tried and I can hit some Excels that are similar, but I look at my band faces when I'm doing in-Ls and they're like
they're just shitting bricks. I feel the same way.
So I'm like, it's every time I'm doing my in-Ls, like we did some jams here with our friends outside of Deathcore, and it's every time I hit my in-Ls, people are like, holy shit, what is that? So like
crowd shocker right there.
Yeah, it's the part, but I think you're right. I think it depends on the part. Like to be honest, I'm not really doing in-Ls in two steps or in, you know, other like more metalcore parts. It doesn't work at all. So I'm doing my fries instead. But the in-Ls are for the super heavy parts or the slam parts, and it works. So I feel like it's the way you use them. So, you know, that's how I feel about it.
Inhaled callouts are always.
Oh, that's good.
Chelsea Grin is the go of that, bro.
Yep. And I'm always to be all like that. There's a reason why I love Slamwish and all these bands so much. I love Pig Squeal. I'm gonna love Pig Squeal even when I'm gonna be 70 years old. Like I love Pig Squeals. Like the Waking the Cadaver, super high pitch. It's just sick. Like
Shout
Bree
out
is
Johnny
just like
Cage,
mandatory now. If you're not hitting pig skills, use a bitch.
It needs to be there. It's so sick. I'm always like, you show me a song, the second I'm gonna hear big squeals, I'm sold. I'm like, okay, I love that. I love these
Taylor
guys.
Swift, Big Squeal.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's just a mandatory now. You just can't not have them.
No, yeah. Gabe, he could do exhales, but like, yeah, exactly. When I hear the inhales when we're jamming, it's like, this is peak, bro.
Because there's this tone that, you know, like, as much as I can say that you know, certain things in inhales, like pronunciation is fairly difficult in inhales, if we're being honest here, as opposed to exhales, right? Like
Inhale to me is more just like, it's like a drain noise. Like you can't really articulate it at all.
it's a sound, right? Like it's a,
it's more
like you sound like a monster, which is what you want in a.
Shout out Disfigured though. I mean, he does a really good job like articulating words and inhales. Like I really fuck with Frankie's vox. Frankie's vocals are insane.
Some people can do it, yeah. Like I've heard, right? Like, and I feel that in itself is a talent, being able to use inhales, and it's almost sounds like exhales is like something.
Yeah.
He does. I only
He does like. What's up?
I only do inhales for our songs. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
No, hey.
I
Does not sound like it.
Yeah, they sound like gutturals sometimes.
Certain notes that I can with like inhale scream. For me, inhale screams are just easier.
Yeah.
They really hurt my voice.
There you go. And just to make that
really
clear,
depends
also
on the person.
there you go. Yeah, it's true. And the pronunciation to me, let's be real, like as much as it can be important, like it's, to me, when I'm listening to music, it's more of a feeling thing. Like I'm gonna go in it, like, you know, like I'm writing lyrics as we're recording, and my Ben is laughing because there's no way anybody could ever like I'm saying words, and I'm like, I'm switching a word, and I'm like, hey, I changed the lyrics, and my guitar player is like, yeah, that's kind of sounded exactly like what you did before. I'm like, oh, okay.
I was watching this interview with Putrid Pile, and he was talking about how like he's like all like the lyrics and like the themes are just like an afterthought. Like he gives like, he more cares about like the vocal patterns.
Flow. Yeah,
I do that.
Yeah, it's like
I do that fully.
Yeah, that's what I do too.
To be honest, I do exactly that.
I think a lot of people do that. I had the vocalist for Beneath the Massacre. He would count it out. So he'd do like 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 1 2 3 1 2. That's how he'd lay that sort of like flow out, and then would write lyrics to like, and like would know like how many syllables he could put in his words.
No cap.
I'm gonna have to start doing that.
It's all about writing the flows first. If you're writing lyrics, it's hard to like make a song with that for real.
Well, it's like that's why like rap works, like the flow of like, lyrics, like, you know, like it's got to have like the groove and like a flow, you know.
Shout out Peeling Flesh. They're the ones that brought that like
Slam does right, I think.
Yeah, Slam is just straight up rap now. Shout out Peeling Flesh.
Oh, it's very similar. Yeah, it's very and like I feel. Personally, I love doing things that you're not supposed to do. Like we're gonna throw like a metalcore straight up riff, and right after that, there's a slam with big squeal. Like that's kind of what I like. If it doesn't make sense together, I'm like, let's do it. Like let's do it. Like my guitar player comes up with these crazy metalcore parts, and I'm excited to do music with him because I'm a horrible guitar player as compared to him. I'm not even a guitar player. Like it's a miracle that I did a song by myself. But like the new material, I'm hearing that and I'm like, that's so weird. Like we straight up start the song with a pig squeal and breakdown, switch to a metalcore part with fry ice creams. But like I feel like the weirder it gets, and like if you never heard that and you make it works, I don't know, that's what gets me personally going, like not being scared of trying things, right? Like I'm going from fry ice cream to inhales and it's just weird and we all like it. I'm like, let's do it. You know, like as opposed to certain bands who want to stay in the lane, right? Oh, we shouldn't do that. It's not that like that's, I don't want to hear that. Like if we like it, it goes in, and that's
exactly. I think that's why
like, that reminds me of On Solid Ground. Like that.
Those guys are so sick, dude. That was peak inhales for sure.
Yeah.
super sick. But I think it goes down to what you said, right? Like if you make it work, it works. Like and there you go. Like it doesn't really matter, and people have their preferences, and it's fine if you don't like in-nails too. It's totally fine. Like if you're like, I don't like it, completely fine. But what I think is weird is when somebody likes something and then afterwards they're like, oh, it's in-nail, and then they don't like it. I'm like, dude, you liked it before.
Yeah.
Like it's just
As long as it sounds good, for real. That's just a weak mindset.
It's like the same way with. My bad.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's like the same way with like when people are like what is it? Like my dad, he's like kind of like an older like metal guy. So like I'll show him bands and then I'll be like, yeah, they're a deathcore band. He's like, oh, they're deathcore. And it's like, what is that? It's like, what does that change? What does that change?
Shout out Unc for real. Hey, shout out your pops. He's Unc for real. That's that OG.
He's for real.
You really did his accent.
Yeah, there's
my the same way. Like he put me on all of that, but like as soon as he hears like programmed drums or da da da, he's like, that shit's trash. But he's like, that's just a whack mindset.
Yeah,
you old boy.
It's also a generational thing, you know. Like it's just it changed, and they just didn't like that. And I've read recently that people, you know, how people are always saying that metalcore and deathcore is not metal, which always was weird to me. But like they explain that it's because it's a core, so it's closer to hardcore, and I'm like, okay, and like who cares exactly about that? Like it's heavy music. That's where it is.
Like
we know it's not that metal.
That old Suicide Silence self-titled EP is like brutal death as fuck, but with just like some breakdowns here and there. But it's fucking goated.
I mean, even the cleansing is super brutal death
people are
metal.
forgetting
It
that,
sounds like Circle of Dead Children, like for real. Like it's
people
so
are just
brutal.
forgetting that like brutal death metal is like one of the main components of deathcore too. Like, yeah, like it has core in the name, but for real, brutal death metal put deathcore on the map. Like it wouldn't be a thing.
But it's so funny how people takes time for that. Like I'm gonna do a video, honestly, and they're gonna write a comments that's like 4 paragraphs saying it's not technically deathcore, it's brutal death metal with a hint of early metalcore. And in 1970, I'm like, okay, like that's like it's just a reference. Like it's gnarly, it has breakdowns. To me it's deathcore. Like there you go. So yeah. It's funny how people are attached to these things, and I feel it's a death metal, to me at least. It's a death metal thing. Like they want to keep it death metal, and to be fair, I do understand that back then they saw a bunch of emo kids like myself with like scene hair and freaking, you know, pink skinny jeans trying to do breakdowns. It must be upsetting. Like what the fuck is happening to our scene? But like, what?
Jan, were you rocking the pink skinny jeans back then?
Dude, guys skinny. Like I was also like I was doing skateboarding for like 6 years, right? So like my early influences were like skateboarders like Corey Doffel and all these skaters who were like wear skinny jeans back then. But like I was wearing like men's skinny jeans didn't exist, so I was wearing legit girl pants actually.
It had to be. That's how it was.
I don't have like the biggest shape. I was wearing like 00 girl jeans, like straight up. Yeah. And you know, and I was wearing like, so of course when, you know, you've got a death metal heads that like, you know, like they without trying to, I'm going to sound like a dick, I don't care. But like they usually it's the same profile, right? They love horror stuff. They love manly stuff. They have big beards and long hair, and like they want to be manly and aggressive, and it's so brutal. And so like, and then they see this and they're like, what the fuck is that? And they're like, and we came in and we do that freaking, and without being mean, to me it was straight up 50 times heavier. So it must be upsetting because you're trying to be as heavy as you can, and then you see these kids that like are half your age and it's fucking gnarly, and they're hitting notes that you never did, and they're doing these crazy high vocals that we barely see in death metal. So like they were just like, what the hell is that?
My bad. I just think that the death metal people who like there's a lot of fools that just go overboard with it. Like they think that like they're scary. Like nah, like they just look corny, you know. But
but also, who cares? Like my point is, who cares about like, oh my god, like it's not about. Okay, don't listen to it. Like, but
Yeah,
like
exactly.
just who cares? You know what I mean? Like there's certain music that personally I don't. But I'm also the kind of guys who I enjoy country music. I love pop. I'm still listening to freaking All Time Low in my car, and I'm still recording pig squeals here. Who cares about that?
Yeah.
Honestly, who the fuck cares? Like that's
I'm not hating
the
or anything, pointing out like some people just do too much.
It's because it's back to what I said earlier, is people taking themselves too serious, and they just have
exactly
a certain expectation, and they're trying to get that, you know.
My whole personality is metal. Everything is metal. Okay, that's cool.
You gotta let go of that shit.
Yeah,
like I just like good music, bro.
Yeah, and it's
one of my favorite things about this genre, you know, just about how fun and unserious it is. Like you just had like a bunch of like skinny dudes with straight hair, like big cartoon shirts, like doing spin kicks and karate moves and shit. You know, everything about it was just so fun.
Yes, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Everywhere from the super skin tight skinny jeans to the wide ass fucking Jenko jeans, we got it all in this scene right now. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, with the stuffed animal backpacks. That's just
This scene is just more like no one gives a fuck. Like just be you.
Yeah, like there's something that I appreciate now. It's like people are just like they're being themselves. Like it's cool to see though. Like back then, people were more, like from what I remember, like I would walk in the street and people would like. It happened to me that they wanted to fight, like literally because of my pants. Which, if you really think about it, is completely couldn't be stupider than that. Like that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. They wanted to fight, like calling me like homosexual, which has never been an insult to me. I'm like,
a lot of that stuff is just rooted in homophobia. Not to sound like that, but it really is. Like,
no, it is. But like, you know what I used to say? Like, they would pick on me like that, and I would, even if I'm not gay, I would say, yeah, I am. So what's up? And then they're just like,
what you gonna do about it? What the fuck you gonna do about it?
Like to me, it was always weird. Like I always had like some of my friends were gay and stuff like that, and I would get involved in literal. I'm not proud of that, but like fights with people because I was like, what is wrong with you? Let people be, man.
There's a lot of just like hateful shit in the metal scene, especially back then too. Like it was hard to survive out there.
Wild, like really wild. Like I remember like, male heads, you would to, of course, like I wasn't helping myself by wearing girl jeans and stuff like that. But still in my mind, it's always been like, why do you care? It's how I dress. Like, it's not a contagious thing. Like, it's not if you're close to me, tomorrow we're going to wear skinny jeans and now you're infected. Like, it's like I'm wearing it and you're wearing your stuff and like, who cares? But I feel like nowadays it's more like that. I could be wrong, but I feel like nowadays people are just like, just be you, and it's encourage even like be yourself, and it's better this way. Like it was stupid.
Jan, I have a question. I was gonna ask, how old were you when like that kind of stuff was like popping and you're dealing with those problems?
Oh, I was fairly young. Like when these things would happen, I was like 15, like 14, like 13, 14, 15, 16. Like I was a teenager when these things happened. It happened because if I'm honest with you guys, like I'm from a small city. So when I was 18, when I was 18 and I did my face tattoos, all that stopped. Like, and it's so stupid, but like the second I had face tattoos, nobody was, fucking with me or trying to like, first of all, I shaved my head. I started to go to the gym and I have face tattoos. So all my life, just like I was wearing the same skinny jeans, no comment. Everything was fine. Everything was okay. Well, all of a sudden, but before that, when I was
pro tip, guys, face tats at 18.
It's not a solution, really. It's just
it's hard though.
Hey, actually, what did you say?
Okay, so I'm gonna go with the story. I started with when I was 18, I only did the diamond because tattoo artists, when you don't have that many tattoos, they're gonna say no to tattoo your face. Rightfully so, if I'm honest. Back then I didn't understand. So. And then underneath it says sinner with like it was the whole part where I think we all went through that, like the part where you become more conscious about which world we live in and stuff like that, and how it's, without being too conspirational here, like the real world, how it's mismanaged, I would say. So I made like a Illuminati pyramid, like upside down with like it's written sinner with a diamond. It's kind of my, I don't know. It's a weird era. I was always like smoking weed like crazy, reading online and paranoid and stuff. So that's a weird part to me. Then I made the anchor kind of to balance, because I had this big tattoos and nothing here. So I did like the anchor. And I did the anchor because my first band was called A C for a Sailor, with my best friend, and it represents like years of music with that person and our friendship. So sorry, I'm barring everybody out probably, but that's kind of the reason.
What did you guys do, like metalcore stuff or what?
Oh yeah, when it started, we started as we only wanted to do breakdowns. Basically, like we were these kids wearing skinny jeans and we only wanted to do. We were everything that metal hated. But
remember, like just like that weird time era where every band was just trying to do something like with like the ocean, you know?
Yes,
like everyone was trying to like name themselves like
buried by the ocean.
Exactly, that was exactly it. Sea of Tree, you know, like kind of. Like,
I had a question for Jason from Girl of Glass. How many bands were you in like before you seriously got to Girl of Glass?
Well, so my first band was this experimental like death metal deathcore band called Open Womb. We put out one album. It was like an hour long. It was called Kingdom Come. It was pretty cool. It didn't have all of like. We ended up breaking up because the guy that wrote all the music didn't give a shit about my musical input, and so like while it's really cool music, it just had nothing of me in it, and we just butted heads. We broke up. He's actually in Omerta now, and y'all know Omerta.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Carlos Pertuz. We weren't cool we're cool now. Love him. I love him. I mean, I always loved him, but just we butted heads too much. But anyways, that happened. And then Sports happened a few years later, maybe a couple years later. With Landry, the guitarist of Corpse Pile and Girl of Glass. But with him, we have another band called Limbless. We have this mosh doom band called Crawling that's not out yet. We're still working on it.
I'm interested just by the description you just gave.
Yeah, we call it hard doom.
This froze. No.
And then we also have another slam, like straight up slam thing we're working on called Fetal Cadaver. But Girl of Glass,
all those names are cool, by the way. You're good at names.
I am good at branding and imaging for a band. I gotta suck myself off real quick. I am really good at the names, the song titles. The
Girl of Glass logo, dude.
Yeah, I made that. I made the logo.
Hard, right?
Dude.
Yeah.
Right?
Do you have merch? I want a shirt with that on it.
It's
it just
right
came
now.
off.
Well, no, it's still up right now.
It's still up?
I haven't
Okay.
turned it off. Yeah, I haven't turned it off because I've been on here, so it's still up until I get off of here. I'll leave it up to you.
I need shirts of all. I need shirts from all of you bands because like on my channel, there's a thing I want to start doing. Very like in the next few weeks is making people discovering bands, right? So I'm gonna do like videos about upcoming bands that I think are awesome, showing it to people and stuff like that, doing short videos. Like one of my goals with my channel is also to do the opposite of a label. Like just like for free, just helping out and giving exposure is one of my goals. So I'm gonna start doing it. So I need you guys merch to do that also to wear it in my videos. I don't know if Dom you had a plan, but I would be interested to know how the writing process. I know we don't have all the members and stuff like that, but like it would be interesting to me to know how it goes for all of you guys when you go to write a song I know it's a complicated thing, but like in general, how you write music together, like if it's one person, the whole band, how it goes. It would be interesting.
Live, and then we program it.
Oh, really? So you jam together, like you write stuff,
and then program the drums, but just do like DI guitars.
All right, so it's kind of a live energy kind of on the spot.
Rev3rent and Bludgeoned Angel. So.
We do have like some songs where like the homies will just make something, or especially Noah, like he just makes projects because you know he has like the studio, so it just like it bounces around and sometimes.
Okay. So and I'm guessing it for all of you guys, it always depends, right? I don't think anybody always write the same. Like it depends on the song and how it comes.
I actually
but it's
write
really
everything.
good. It's really good when someone writes something solo, like you just get someone's input.
Okay. So sorry, you said you write everything?
Yeah, I write everything besides the lyrics and like vocal patterns. Like that's what the vocalist does. Like drums and bass and guitar, that's all me.
That's awesome. That's
because what is it? Like I learn like songs like on guitar like all the time. Like I literally just learned Green Monster by Suicide Sound on guitar like the other day. So like I kind of like know like the ingredients for making deathcore, I guess, if you want to say, I guess. So like
it works.
I could just shit out deathcore riffs whenever I want to. So like I just sit down and then just write a bunch of riffs and then like boom, I got a song done, and then I'll send it over to the homie.
Dude, I can tell you that it works. Like I'm honestly a fan of what you're doing. Like it's so sick. Like the second, I think DEATHCORE it's one of the first thing you sent me, right? DEATHCORE, like out of like recently, like
potentially. I mean, all kind of at the same time, but yeah.
Yeah, but I think the first one you sent was that like I mean, like it's really wild, man. It's super. You really capture the essence of like old school stuff. It's awesome.
Josiah, maybe I'm wrong here, but is D0nnie Brasc0 did you send it as like a band lab thing to Gorilla Glass?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and I was like, upload that to YouTube. Like,
yeah, that's why I took it like so seriously, because me and my friend D0nnie, the vocalist, we were like, yo, this shit sucks, kind of. But so we sent it to Gorilla Glass like as a joke, and then like we sent it to you guys, and you actually replied, and you're like, post that, and we're like, all right, we abandoned now.
I was with Landry at the time, and I was like, look, like someone just like sent this and they said Gorilla Glass inspired, and we were like, what the fuck, that's crazy. And so we listened to it, and I also told him, I was like, they wrote it on BandLab. I don't really know what that means, but I said that y'all made it in BandLab, and he was like, dude, what the fuck. And we played it.
It's a fucking app that like I record everything on my phone.
On the phone, right?
Yeah. We played it and we were listening to it.
Yeah.
He was like, this is so fucking sick. And I was like, yeah, this is crazy. He was like, tell him to upload that right now. And I was like, yo, upload that right now. And then that, like, look at it now. That's so crazy.
Hey, girl, Jason, another thing. Okay, so there was like bands like Trake and like Tactosa and Psycho Frame, but like all the bands really popped out when you guys dropped, like just randomly.
Yeah, I
like 8 followers.
I noticed that too. I won't say that it's because of us. I think it's just kind of like a collective, like everyone's getting back in that sound, and we just have to like come through a little first. But like,
you guys were like the tipping point.
Yeah, I feel like we put it out, and then like for like 2 weeks straight, there was like a new band every day, and it was like blowing my mind.
That's why we're here, right? Just to be clear, because all this shit was coming out all at the same time, and I was like, wait, something's going on. We got to talk about this. Like, we need to do something with this.
We full sent it because when I heard Gorilla Glass, I was like, they just fucking full sent it.
Bro, and don't tell me this shit. Don't tell me this shit.
I swear to God, we're like, but we were in the process of doing it anyways.
Jason's head won't be, he won't be able to leave the.
Yeah.
He's not gonna fit through the door.
We were in the process of already writing it, but then saw y'all did that, and we were just like, all right, just fuck it. It's just better to just fucking send it, bro. Someone else is doing it. I was like, I'm trying to be a part of that. You know?
I gotta say about Rev3rent is I like just checked it out like maybe a week ago. Whoever does the high vocals sounds just like Mitch.
Yeah, stop you saying that.
Bro,
I do all the vocals in Rev3rent.
I listened to it and it straight up gave me goosebumps. Like I got like emotional. Like it's crazy how
I
much you
appreciate
sound like
you, bro. I got a lot of like comments and like just people saying like, "Damn, like you're literally Mitch Lucker." Like Mitch Lucker, like oh, like this is the comeback or something. But nah, like I just take a lot of inspiration from just the OG deathcore bands. Nothing crazy. I don't like. I've never been into MySpace like that, but Suicidal and Whitechapel. The reason I got into vocals is actually because Phil Bozeman's performance of Unanswered, like
dude,
that is like the only reason I'm doing
Insane
vocals.
performance.
That'll do it. Yeah.
Still unmatched. I think. Like I can't believe it's live. It could have been recorded like that on a song, just
Exactly.
like that.
But Phil Bozeman also just a heavy inspiration for Crazy Lows.
And they're gonna come back with something heavier. You guys saw that? Like Whitechapel next album. Like Phil said, he really wants to come back to his roots and stuff. Holy shit, man!
I feel like
Have you guys heard the samples that they posted? Have you guys heard the samples on their stories though? They're heavy as fuck, dude.
I'll have to keep up.
Because I was skeptical until I heard the clips. I was like, okay, there's something here. There's something here. Yan and I were talking about it the other day. Like we're curious, like how it like how full songs actually like flesh out, and like how many of those songs will really be like heavy. But like the few samples we heard sounded fucking great. I'm here for it.
Also, one thing about Disfigured, how the samples that they have kind of just give me that Family Guy type of vibe, the Family Guy tape type of vibe.
Bro, Disfigured is the sample gods. I can't stress it enough.
I literally messaged them the other day.
Last summer, or that's when we started, because us three were in school together, and we're like wrapping up school, and we would just sit and shoot the shit at lunch and listen to deathcore, and we're like, dude, fuck it, let's just start a deathcore band, like. And then we started writing all these songs, and right at the perfect time, like all these bands dropped, and it just came out.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I love that shit.
Yeah. Like kind of Frame too, kind of like set that thing where it was like, damn, this shit is hard as fuck. And then like we were all cooking up Bill of Glass, fucking sent it, and then that just gave like inspiration, like, bro, this is hard. Let's just fucking.
No, it's definitely cool seeing that.
Bands coming in. They kind of like just follow you, and then they'll like follow all the bands.
Yeah.
And then, like,
Shout out
like,
Katie Went Missing.
They just get it. They just get welcomed in. Literally. Everyone just gets welcomed in when they like start their own deathcore band. So it's pretty
like, oh, bet another one. All right, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Heavy music time, real.
Nah, but this is like some serious, like with how many bands that are popping out and how welcoming the community is, like just straight up tours, shows, merch, like all that, like it's really coming back.
Yeah.
We need a show with all the revival bands.
Dude,
Big ass show.
It can't be a show at this point. It needs to be like an all day festival type thing.
Exactly.
We just need a tour with the
We're gonna have to find some. We've got to find some members for some of these 2 people bands though.
Yeah.
I'm getting some of the members
or like a
from my
drum
other
machine
band
in the back or whatever. But
I'm getting members from my other death metal band to play. Literally like the whole lineup from my other band. Doing it. It's my death metal band called DEATHCORE. Like it's literally just like Sanguisugabog type shit, like Maggot Stomp type stuff. But like, yeah, I literally asked all of them. I'm like, you guys want to pray for my deathcore band? And then they're like, yeah.
Also, what a time to be alive. That wouldn't have happened with death metal band 15, 20 years ago.
It's Zoomercore, bro. The Gen Z's taking over.
No cat, it's just the new generation.
Yeah, shout out all the kids.
Dude, and D0nnie Brasc0, I need to say something. Like I gave you props for, writing the music, but your vocalist, like the song How to Disappear Someone at like right after the sample, those gutturals, I think I've listened to it like 50,000 times. If you want to give him props for those freaking vocals, it's gnarly.
He just started doing vocals like literally like last summer too.
Wow.
Like cause like he does a lot of like inhales, but then he also does like a lot of like, like OG like regurgitation type, like
yes,
like OG like brutal death metal vocals. And like his highest
I feel that false chords are just so brutal.
That's what he does, and it's like it just fits so well over the music.
Hell yeah, it's awesome.
He's watching right now too, so shout out Deegan.
And who made your logo, by the way? I'm curious.
This dude on Fiverr is
okay, cool.
I gotta say about that logo, I saw his other stuff and not as good as the logo he made for y'all.
Because we used the logo for We Speak Texan and you guys for reference.
Our logo, I was literally just trying to like rip off We Speak Texan. Like their logo is made with Ghastly, the font Ghastly Panic, and then just like shapes and like webs are put in it. I did exactly that for the Gorilla Glass logo.
Real as fuck.
Exactly that.
Yeah, I messaged the dude and I was just like, yeah, use this logo and Gorilla Glass logo. His name's Black Upheaval on Instagram.
Yeah, no, y'all's logo is.
I literally got work from that dude from my band before this by that same dude on Fiverr. Yeah.
Hey, real quick, I just want to shout out, bro. Shout out Dom. He's the one that made our logo and he made the Disfigured stuff. He's really sick. And also, I gotta shout out the album art maker, Digital Anarchy, bro. He goes stupid.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How much? I want that. How much? I'm being so serious. How much?
For what?
For that picture?
For the original drawing of the Disfigured logo.
Ooh, and now we might just have to start an auction right now. Hey, bro, starting at $1.50. Hey, who trying to?
666.
No, but you gotta make it like whatever. You gotta like it's an auction. You need to.
Yeah, $2.
Yeah, there you go, like that.
Evan from
I got $2.
I Declare War. He has the original drawing of the I Declare War logo. I tried to buy it off him. He wouldn't let it go. But it's crazy. That's like a physical thing that it,
right.
Like it's not just a digital file.
That must
like
be so rare. Yeah.
That needs to be in a museum.
Straight up.
I want the original Suicide Silence logo sketch. Give me that. Dude, their first logo so hard too.
Oh yeah, the first logo.
Me and Noah just be bumping that first Suicide Silence EP. That's crazy.
I even love the shit with their old vocalist Tanner. Like that shit's hard too.
Yeah.
Stand strong, boy.
Fucking soaking tears, bro. Oh my god, victim of tragedy. It's crazy.
He did this one.
Hell yeah. That's sick too.
That's sick.
Shout
out Dom. That's a talented boy right there.
That kind of does first Suicide Silence logo type of vibe, Loki. That one.
Real.
While we're giving
also like the We Are the End type logo, like he's got on his shirt, right? That's the kind of vibe too. Yeah.
While we're giving props, I also need to like disfigure like those vocals and those slam parts and the snare sound. Holy freaking shit! Like that's
thank you. Means a lot.
That's something. Oh, that's something else. Yeah. When I heard the snare, I was like, "There you go." That's
Apocalypse.
I made their snare. I did that.
Did the mix and the master.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I'm sitting with Nuke Apocalypse Productions right now.
It's freaking sick.
Nah, their snare, yeah. And I did Restricted.
Alex for coming down to San Diego.
Yeah. Also.
To come to the studio, I'm bringing his PC.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was on their first single, the group Vox. All of us were there, just in the studio.
Yeah, that's
for the game chat.
The group Vox on the Disfigured song is Disfigured, Rev3rent, Bludgeoned Angel, all at the same time.
Hell yeah.
And Noah, our Bludgeoned Angel. I play guitar for that one. He does vocals, and then our drummer Jake couldn't make it today, but yeah,
that's sick though. You hear of those stories like down the line sometimes. Like we look at like some old like Despised Icon like studio updates and stuff, and you've got the dudes from like Ion Dissonance and Beneath the Massacre that are doing the gang vocals on their album and stuff like that. Like I love those type of vibes, like just like all the homies on a track type thing. Yeah. It's not a featuring, but like they're still there, you know, and you don't know unless you know. But I don't know. I always thought those kind of things were super fucking cool.
Yeah.
When we recorded that, so okay, I went down to San Diego with my PC setup and like a pop-up stand, and we had to like rent out this place that you jam in. So there was like other bands jamming, and there was this like church band right next to us that was so loud when we were recording the vocals, and Yeah, but it was just the most random
Almost
thing.
had
And when I tell you,
a symphonic deathcore band.
yeah. No, but when I tell you that when we went to San Diego, when I watched them record, like Brody really pulled out like a cookout table, like a folding table.
Let's see.
If y'all are fucking with Slammy and fucking group callouts, check out that new single, man. No cap.
Oh fuck yeah!
Oh yeah! I took that picture.
Hey, yo, but real question though. Y'all use 6 strings or 7 strings?
7
strings.
Real as fuck. Gotta do 7 strings.
I know a lot of people be saying like 6 is cooler, like if you're starting on a 6 and making a and then instead of a 7.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's super dope.
Dude, right?
Honestly, though, that's one thing that I'll never get. Like 6 string and 7 string is the same shit to me.
Yeah. We were
It's
gonna
just
start
that
on
low
6.
battle, bro.
It's just,
We were
I'll
gonna
be
start on
honest.
6, but we were like, fuck it, let's just make it heavier.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, I cannot stress that enough. Like, I'm not a good guitar player, but my song, I did everything on it, right? Like guitar, bass, and program all the drums. And I recorded it with a 6 string, but to be honest, I kind of like wish it would have been a 7 string just because it was like kind of loose. Like I don't have a guitar to do that. So like it was, I tried playing on my guitar player, guitar, and it's a 7 string. I was like, oh shit, yeah, that's.
Another thing is a lot of these people are just fucking up guitars. Like if you're gonna be in a low tuning, get a 7 string.
It's better, yeah. No, but you feel it like it's tighter. Like it's just, it just makes more sense, honestly.
The
like
kind of like more like boom on a 7. Like,
yeah, and there's a reason why
I used to
bass is
try and cover songs,
right? Like that's why my bass is a freaking 5 strings, because it makes just more sense when you play. It's just easier. So sorry, dumb, but yeah.
No, but I used to try and cover songs on guitar, and then the second it'd be on a 6 string, and then I'd get to a band that was like super like down tuned, like an Imure song, and I was always so disappointed. And I'm like, I just can't. My guitar just cannot go that low. Like I can't do it.
What y'all know about Goliath or a Memorial Brooded?
Hey.
I mean, Goliath were dope. We had Morgoth on the podcast a couple of weeks ago. His band is awesome.
Goliath.
Was he in Goliath?
I think I found Goliath through a Slipknot cover.
I did not know that.
Well, actually,
he was in Goliath before Wins.
Jason,
we had Morgoth featuring Taylor Barber in the background. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, Jason, what tuning is Girl with Glass in?
Drop A.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw one of your guitar players had a 6 string and one had a 7. Am I tripping or not?
Oh yeah, Landry has the 6, and then Nick.
Six strings in A, like that's passable.
Yeah, it works.
We play G sharp.
We play drop G.
Oh, that's actually my name.
Yeah, we have all of our songs are in drop C, except we have like 2 that are in drop G on 7 string.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Hey,
what is it? This isn't the type of hip hop you think it is in drop G. It's the last song on the EP.
Drop C is honestly an OG deathcore tuning though, no cap.
Yep.
Suicide Silence used to play in drop G.
Cannibal Corpse ass shit, even.
For real. Even Body Box be playing in drop G. Like all these newer bands be playing.
Shout out another thing, Cycle Frame too. I think Cycle Frame is the reason they're playing in drop G.
I think like Winds of Plague, like early stuff was like drop C, like on a 6 string.
Yeah, like
but it was still brutal as fuck. But like,
yeah, to me, it's the same conversation we had about like in-Ls and stuff like that. Like, I think they're all cool. Just make it work. Yeah. That's kind of how I appreciate something in all tunings. Like to me, drop C can sound amazing if if
all the OG metalcore. Like I mean, drop C was the tuning, for the
drums is heavy as fuck, bro. The drums is what makes it heavy as fuck with the breakdowns.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain bands dropped in standard, like normal tuning that can make it sound heavy.
Corpse Pal plays in B standard.
I mean,
hell yeah.
Hey, B standard is lit. That's that death metal flow.
Yeah, Cryptopsy be playing in that.
Yeah, I fucking love Cryptopsy. I used to be a bass player though, that's why.
But is it like each tuning kind of has like its own like strong suit. Like you can definitely tell like a band is like in a different tuning. Like when I heard Gorilla Glass, like I got Suicide Silence vibes. So I was like, that's like drop A. I know that for a fact. And like you hear like fucking all like, you know, different bands coming out like Victim Blamed or, you know, fucking what's it like Foresight Broken Glass and shit. It's like you can tell like what bands are influenced by just based on like the tuning kind of. It's kind of funny.
Right.
Yeah, because it changed the whole setting, right? Like sometimes I'm doing riffs and then my guitar player plays it on his guitar and I'm like, okay, it sounds better than what I just by the tuning and the way he's playing. And the way you play also, like, just want to mention that, like, the way you play, like a riff can be completely different just by your playing as well. So like there's so many factors in it, but tuning obviously is, like, as you said, like it's a vibe, definitely. Like
I think it makes it easier the more drop tune you go to make it heavier. Not gonna lie, but I do play in drop G, so I'm not hating. I'm just saying, like, drop G definitely makes it a lot easier to make shit sound heavy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Like, of course, if you go lower, I mean, like just when you do your breakdown sound, you're like, okay, like that's going to destroy everything. Like I get that. My personal favorite, like that to me is the best of both worlds is drop A. Like for me, like when we're using drop A, I'm like, I feel like it's not like it has like the cool thing about the drop C, but also like it's not as heavy as other things. It's just in the middle. Sounds great. Sounds heavy, it sounds tight. I don't know, but it's a preference.
The best chug is when it's just that 1-0 dissonant.
Yeah, the tritone.
I think the best.
The tritone is what makes it heavy, regardless of tuning. That's my take for sure.
Like Acting Alexander did that shit.
Okay, you know how bands, they'd be like purely open chugs, or they'll be do that dissonant? What do y'all fuck with more, than pure open chugs when it's like tugga tugga, or when it's like boom?
I love the tritones. This is my favorite.
I'm not sure about the question. Do you mean when it goes like emure, like is that what you mean?
No,
or you mean
like the 1-0, like 1 on the 7 and then 0 underneath, like
like that Chelsea Grin
just open.
Yeah, the Chelsea
like
Grin
0-0.
Yeah,
the Chelsea Grin chord.
It's a little dissonant. It's like,
okay,
the breakdown of Bludgeoned to Death.
You know how you're saying
Bludgeoned to Death by Suicide Silence. The first
one. Yeah. The breakdown of Bludgeoned to Death by Suicide Silence. Yeah, that's that 1-0.
It's hard to choose. I mean, it depends on the part, I would say, honestly. Like, it's a boring answer, but like I think both are super sick. Just depends on the part and how you want to.
Every time I try to do like just an open chord like breakdown, it just doesn't hit to me. I'm just like back to the tritone. Fuck it.
Hey, the open breakdown's amazing though.
I hear some bands just do that regular 0-0 and it sounds heavy as fuck. Like I hear bands that like don't be doing the dissonant.
When we say regular 0, it's just like the classic breakdown. Oh my god, I'm a big fan of this. Like, to be honest,
you're a huge fan of that. But that's all the whole metalcore vibe. Like
like that's the thing with what I do as musically. And my band kept telling me that like I write deathcore riffs, but I write metalcore breakdowns, honestly. That's what I write. I like a breakdown. To me, like for me, like kings of breakdowns are like August Burns Red, like just out of nowhere. Like, to me, it screams in my face like mush, like just like go crazy. So I love these kinds of breakdowns. So I think I would definitely say that I'm more of an open, straight up, just classic.
It's like more bouncy, like jumping.
Like when I write music, the only thing I want is my head to go like this. So like if like I'm a big fan of when you play with the drums and it goes like it's open, kind of slower, and then you switch to and it's like I love
hit the run on that. You hit the run.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
hit the run. I
was gonna say like the open, just like the 0-0, like kind of breakdown, just reminds me of scene crapcore stuff. Like.
Yeah.
Well, plus, like that's like what hardcore bands were doing back in the day. Was just like the open chord breakdown.
Hey, I'm gonna say it right now. Okay, everything coming back from that old era. There's gonna be a band that comes out like Attila. I swear.
Probably.
Yeah, we need more party core.
Now, party bands are lit, but Attila.
Big Show's Phil though. But
to make you smile though.
That would be lit. That would be lit.
I'm open for everything. Like if there's like these crazy, like we had so many, like Emure to me was like a very influential, kind of sound and band. Like, this era of what I'm curious is there anybody who's going to bring back the old Veil of Maya kind of band? Because it would be kind of insane to bring that back.
We need to find talented people first.
Does anyone here know the Browning Final Plague?
Yeah,
classic.
Yeah,
I know I need to listen to them. Like people keep saying you would like them.
the new stuff is actually decent. I actually haven't I like their new stuff a lot more than what I've heard in the past few years for sure.
They're on tour with Upon a Burning Body right now, I think.
Yeah. They fit that sort of bill. Actually, that's kind of the direction they're going with their music, like breakdown wise, and like, yeah.
But just to add to the other point also, like I love open strings, but I think it gets boring. Like I love in the middle of it, for example, the breakdown's going to go like like I'm like, it's cool to like switch up things in the middle. I love stopping it and bringing it back. So like, it's going to go like like I love stopping the music, bringing it back. I love playing with breakdowns like that. Like that's my thing.
Or how you say like when it has something in the middle, like that Girl Glass breakdown where it's like bum bum dun 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 dun.
Yeah, but it changed the whole thing. Like it's kind of, I don't know, like it puts life in the breakdown a little more than just repeating the same. Like I wouldn't do a breakdown that's the whole time it's like it's just like it's cool in the middle when it goes like bam 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 bam, and I love putting double pedal in that part. So like as you're doing the the drum just goes crazy, like dum, da, 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 dum. I don't know. It had something to do. I'm writing music right now. I'm gonna take notes as I'm talking. No, but it's like it took me 20 minutes to understand the question, but yeah, that's kind of what I like. I'm more of an old school. I write metalcore shit. I still have the love for old metalcore. It never quit me. Like I love the old metalcore, Gizmerd's Red shit, Parkway Drive, and whatever. Like those breakdowns. It was cool.
Yeah. Hey, but that bass drop in Sun Devouring His Saturn, that fucking first one, that boom 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 boom. Yeah, that shit's fucking insane, dude. Like that shit
catches you caught in my ear instantaneously.
I gotta, y'all gonna hate this, but it ended up not happening. But when Landry first sent me that, I was like, you got that first bass drop.
Bro. It's a devastating bass drop, bro.
That's how it be between band members. Like motherfuckers really just don't fuck with like what we think is sick as fuck. It's just like back and forth, you know?
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, like I can fully say that those bass drop are now a part of your identity as a band.
Yeah.
Girl of Glass. It's part of your, like the snare is a part of Psycho Frame. Like it's just they cannot take it out of their band. Yeah. Now the bass drops are part of your, like, I hate to say it, but I love to say it, but it's part of what you do.
I love our bass drops, especially they have like
bass drop.
The bass drops that Landry originally had in it were very like clean, like. But I told him, I saw this on TikTok actually like months ago, but it's this thing called like a ring saturator, and it's like kind of like a phaser on the bass drop, so it kind of makes it like rattle, like how bass sounds like in a car when it's knocking like crazy. So we put that on the bass drop. So he's gonna hate that I'm telling y'all this.
Taking notes.
I love that you're saying it though.
Hey, y'all just told me the method for real, like not playing.
But so like putting that ring saturator on the bass drop just like adds like so much like grit and like distortion to it, and it like really makes it like sound fucking nasty.
It feels like it's the end of the world. That's just like everything is breaking. Yeah, feels like
really
just something just exploded or whatever. Like it's Awesome.
But it's also like it's also like the overcompressed like nature of it. Like it swallows the rest of the sound underneath.
Yes.
You know, it's just like obliterates any other sound that would exist during that
It's like
time.
if you just got thrown in the water.
Love that shit.
The image that I have in my mind is like a tsunami or whatever. You know, like these natural, big, freaking impressive things that just like take on everything. Like it gives that feeling when you
whenever I get 3808, I'm just like, damn, a nuke just dropped. Like,
there you go. Like it's super cool. That's why I mentioned above this earlier. It's because like, you know, like in the middle of their bring back the like just say destroy the whole sound. It was so sick.
Also, dude, the group call outs, bro, that shit is like up the ass with the bands now, and it's the best thing, bro.
That is
It's so sick.
That's the sickest thing that people are taking from
group call outs, the bass boost like that, the hardcore parts, the samples, like all that shit, man. It's all stuff that's been missing from deathcore for the longest
took out
time.
everything that's fun in the freaking music. Like, oh, let's stop doing group scala. Let's stop doing completely random breakdowns. I'm like, no, just do that. That's the best freaking part of what we love. So it's awesome that you guys are bringing it back.
Like all these modern bands don't even have like movie samples no more, man. Like, come on.
That's awesome too. That's awesome too. Like, I think it's a big part of, you know, of the old cool. You know, another thing that I really like, you know, the breakdown build-ups with the snare.
Build up, dude. Nobody does that shit anymore, man. I don't. You guys are bringing it back.
You're just like you're just saying your string goes like dum da da dum dum dum, and you just hear you're telling the crowd it's coming. Like you guys are gonna go crazy pretty soon. Like everybody
do a fucking blast beat riff instead, and you want to fucking kill everyone on stage.
I would leave.
So mad.
I hate that. Or like when bands build up to a breakdown and then the song just fucking ends.
Like, oh,
it's the worst thing. Like or they build up
ultimate blue balls.
Yes, like back then it was a thing. Like they would do that, and then they would do a blast beat for no reason. Like it's a big build up. Everybody's like, "Holy shit, that's gonna hit."
They knew what they were doing.
I feel like Crackling Flag did that a lot. They would build up to nothing, but they still had the breakdowns, you know, which made it nice. But like building up to nothing is.
I'll be real with you guys. Like when we write music, we're gonna do a blast beat, and I cannot wait to stop that shit and throw the breakdown. Like if I'm honest, I love what we write, but like you can see it in my face that I'm just waiting for that to stop and to throw like the slam part or the breakdowns. That's just what I'm waiting for. And I know a lot of people in the crowd, you know, like they're waiting to go crazy in the mosh pit. I don't know if it's still like that though.
Oh no, it's still like that 100%. Like here, like local shows in Michigan, like there's so many hardcore bands that are coming out of Michigan right now, and like everyone in the crowd is just like, as soon as like anyone hits like anything that's like remotely close to a breakdown, like it could just be a heavy riff or just an open note, people just start fucking swinging. It's like it's awesome.
All about.
That's the same here with San Diego.
I love hearing that. I love hearing that.
There's a lot of like hardcore bands and just a lot of bands in general that they have like they pull good crowds, and the crowd is very like engaged with the show instead of just like kind of being there. You know, I see like videos from local shows where there's not a lot of kids with their phones out. They're just in the moment. And that's the shit I like to see, you know?
I was so happy. Like Dum told me, because I didn't even notice, but we had Dum from Waking the Cadaver recently on the podcast. And at some point I'm saying exactly that. I'm saying that the modern bands, all kids with phones, but like Waking the Cadaver, everybody goes crazy. They took the part that I'm saying that, they took a piece of their show and they just like straight up posted that. Couldn't be happier about it. I don't care if nobody knows it's me saying it. It's just super cool. But like it's a real thing. Like I really feel like there's like a smaller kind of room energy that's unmatched, like that you kind of lose when it's like a super big place with like wilder audience. Like everybody, I feel like are there to take a video and post it. But like if you go in a smaller, the kind of room that you're almost at the same level of the crowd, and like there's people mushing and you didn't even start yet, like that kind of rooms, there's an unmatched energy. Like I would prefer that. As a person, I would prefer performing in that kind of environment. Even if there's like 25 person, I would prefer that to like everybody being like that.
Yeah.
Like what is that? Like,
hey, the thing about Nate,
like doing spin kicks and going crazy instead of 100 lame ones that aren't moving,
Yeah, like even if there's 4 people and the whole room just swinging, like at least if everybody's going crazy, they have a good time. I would prefer that personally, like 50,000 times.
Hey, Nate from Disfigured, we used to play with each other a lot in our other band, and my old band, his old band. The thing about playing with Nate is he's gonna fuck everybody up for the whole entire night and just get it the most lit. That's what I love, bro.
Yeah. I've always been going to shows since I was a little kid, and that's just always been my thing. And when I found crowd killing, I just took off with that.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and we got to keep something in mind also. Like, there's not a single deathcore or heavy music band that prefer a standing still crowd. Like, everybody just wants the crowd to go crazy, right? Like, I think it's a general consensus. It's just better. Like that's your goal, basically. Like, as I'm doing the vocals. Like, if I would be in front of a crowd and they wouldn't move, I think my whole performance would be trying to get them to move the whole time, because that's the whole point. Like, why are you going? I mean, I get it, but at the same time, that's kind of the goal of these shows, right? That's why you're going to Mel shirts, to kind of go crazy and just, you don't have to be in the pit, but at least like just, hanging out and moving a little bit. I think
that's the worst thing about scenes nowadays, that a lot of people would just think like either you have to be going 100% or 0, but like we appreciate everyone just like having a fucking.
Oh, you can at least like, don't, but worst case, just jump a little bit, or just like, just you don't have
it's
to.
the worst when the crowd people are just standing. Like, what are you here? Why are you here for real?
I mean, yeah, and I feel like, and that's why I feel like as a band, you kind of also need to match that by going crazy on stage. Like, I think it's a requirement. Like, because if you don't move, it's kind of weird to expect the crowd to move if you don't, in my opinion. Like, but if you go crazy, like I always take the same example, right? I always talk about Mitch, but like to me, he's still unmatched today. Like, he's still the best frontman ever, in my opinion. And like,
Nah, I fuck with Mitch, but for stage presence, like not hardcore. I mean, not deathcore at all. But the Gulch lead singer is just bonkers, bruh.
Yeah, no, it's possible, but like I'm talking about, like, you would even feel bad not moving when somebody's going crazy. That's kind of what you have to, like, you're just like, you feel like, what am I doing? Like, I need to do something. Like, that's kind of. So, and I feel like upcoming new, like Psycho Frame, did you see how crazy they kind of, that's kind of what we need to bring back that wild, like the audience at some point are going to have to match this energy if you're giving it to them. I feel like
so genuine with his like stage presence and movement. It seemed like so genuine, and like that's just how he is, like,
that's his move. No, but like it's I'm gonna be real, like I would 100% prefer seeing a band that didn't play perfectly but they went crazy. 100% sure. Like 10 out of 10. Anytime. Dude, I couldn't care less if you miss like a few notes in there. I couldn't care about that. Like, if you go crazy and it's cool and you give everything you have, that's all that matters. Oh, but he missed one note. I mean, like, go listen to the album if you want it to be like completely perfect. I couldn't care about that less. So,
but even like the Alicia early songs weren't the tightest on recording, but it sounds dope as fuck too, because it's like that.
No,
it's like a part of it. It's a part of
it. Exactly.
Hey, sloppiness is a good thing sometimes.
Yeah,
sloppiness is a good thing sometimes. For real.
Yeah. I really think so. And also, I think it's cool, when bands are doing something intentionally different live, as opposed to the album. They're gonna add certain things. They're gonna repeat a part. They're gonna do it slower just for fun. Like those are the things that I'm looking for. So like I'm personally not looking for a perfect performance. I'm looking for a good time and like full of energy and stuff. Like that's what I want in life.
I love it when like bands will just remix their own songs. Like you just be in the comments on YouTube, like, bro, why don't they play it like that all the time? Like just certain shows, like it's just dope.
Yeah, I think we all went through that, right? Like listening to a live performance because you prefer it to the album version. Like I think we all did that at some point.
That's the best example out there for sure.
I like
Dude, what could have been. You know, like if Suicide Silence had decided to go with like at that time, there were a bunch of mini Phil Bozeman's out there. You know, like younger kids that were looking up to Phil as like and like doing that type of vocal specifically.
I would have loved if Ian Bearer, who ended up being in Rings of Saturn, if instead of Rings of Saturn, he was in Suicide Silence, that would have been fucking insane.
I'll be honest with you guys. I was wishing for Ricky Hoover personally. I wanted Ricky Hoover to take over. He's tall like Mitch. He's doing amazing freaking. So he looks sick. He's a commanding vocalist. Like to me, it was the perfect match. I was like, please. And he just like, he left Suffocate. I was like, just Ricky Hoover, please take over. But you know, and no disrespect to Eddie, by the way, but just like that's kind of as a kid, I was like, please, that would be so sick. But you know.
Hey, Ricky Hoover, that Suffocate shit is fucking insane. And it has so many two steps. It's like so fucking
like we were talking about including a lot of hardcore elements. Suffocate did very good with that. Like the freaking song Force Fed, dude, like it's like this. I think there's a breakdown for like a minute, just switching pace and just so sick. And
I was in a band with Suffocate's old guitar player. His name's Chris. But yeah, he said it was pretty cool being around him.
Yeah, like I only heard good things, honestly, like about Ricky and stuff like that. Like, and by the way, I saw him in real life when I went to see like Lorna of Sulfur and all that, and that dude is giant. Like, I was at the merch table and I was seeing how, you know, it's cool to see Ricky on the stage again, and like it's awesome. He was standing right there, and I look like a child next to him, like literally. Like he's like super tall. Like I honestly, I was like, what's up, man? Just don't. He's very impressive in real life.
Yeah. When I found out about Suffocate is like around the time he was starting off Sulfur, and I was looking at the old videos to Suffocate, and then I found out, and then I was like, "What the
look like the same dude?"
Yeah.
Like maybe an unpopular take. I love the Ricky with big ears fronting.
I don't think that's an unpopular take. I think most people who like Suffocate back then were there partly for his look, you know.
I love the, like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, stretch hairs and stuff. I never really stopped thinking it looks bad as personally.
I saw this video on the kid band with the giant ears. And like one of the kids had giant ears. Did you make that video too?
That's that's the first video I made, because when I started the channel, you guys have to keep that in mind. Like I had an idea and I didn't know really how to do, because the difference with me and Punk Rock MBA or like Cozy Representative is I'm doing videos about band that has no information, nothing. So like it's kind of tricky to do a video about We Are the End if you don't talk to the guys. Like there's nothing. There's not even a Wikipedia. There's nothing. So the challenge, when I started my channel, in my mind I was like, oh, so that's why nobody's doing it. Like there's a lot of stuff to look up. So I reached out to somehow I found the Instagram profile of the guy in Buried by the Ocean, like the guy with the stretch and That I Rise. And I had nothing, right? No videos, nothing. I'm like, hey man, like I want to start a channel. I think we need to document the MySpace era. I want to start with your band because I think you were awesome. Like I genuinely think the songs they made were sick. And he's like, yeah, a couple people reached out, but for some reason I feel your vibe. Let's do it. So we did like a video chat. we talked for a long time, and he told me his whole story, and then he said something very cool, like he was trusting me, right? I did nothing prior to that, so, and I have horrible English, and I don't know why he trusted me, but he did. And he told me, I have this feeling that your channel is going to do very well, and I'm very glad I'm your first video. And it was so cool, to hear that. And after a few months, his video hit like 10,000 views, which is not, viral or anything, but it's good for my channel. So I sent that to him, and he's like, yo, my dad sent that to me and recognized me and stuff like that. So the video was trying to get around and stuff. So I'm very thankful to that. Big props to that dude.
Hey, hopefully in like 15 years, I see exploring the Instagram era, Disfigured.
I'm gonna have like gray hair. I'm gonna be like, here's the TikTok era, and the TikTok era of Lorna Shore. No, but like, I mean, it's cool because there's always going to be different kinds of eras and vibes, stuff like that. And to be fair, I have like 50,000 part 2s that I never did that I need to do that people are asking for. So yeah, I have a lot of work basically, and I also want to do newer bands, right? Like at some point I want to do videos about, I don't know, like Ingested. They're not really new, but like Ingested or Brand of Sacrifice, all these bands, right? Like even if it's not what I'm listening to all the time, I think there's like Signs of the Swarm, stuff like that. Like I think there's like 50,000 bands. I need to do it. I would need to do like a video per day if I want to keep up or something, but.
Jan, something I need you to start including in your videos, and this is just for me very selfishly as a logo artist, I need you to find out who made these bands' logos.
I thought about it. Yeah, I think it's important. And the artworks too of the albums. I think it's important. Yeah, I need to do that.
I came across the dude who made the Chelsea Grin self-titled one.
Oh, what's her name?
What?
Do you know
it's called Damn. It's like Damn Engine. Or something like that.
Oh yeah, Damn Engine. Yeah, but is it Damn Engine? But that's something engine. Is it that?
Yeah, Damn Engine.
Damn.
Okay. And I was looking through. He has like still crazy shit.
One of the best covers I've ever seen. Like it's just perfect. One of the best covers.
Still a similar style with like obviously photoshopped, but like there's this one he has. It's like called Sacred Tears, and it's like two faces and their eyes are just like linked together by chains, but it just gives like
I have it here. I'll post it I posted it in the Twitch chat. His Instagram, his shit is fucking sick.
Yeah, his shit's crazy.
Johnny saying you should troll everyone and do a part 3 to something. That would be so stupid. Here's the part 3 of a band I never did. Like that would be perfect. And if I can be real with you guys, the reason why you don't see as many part 2s yet is because I'm excited for the early days most of the time, right? Like the EP era, the demos era. So like most bands after that, they kind of changed, right? They went more death metal, they went in another. So gets me a little less excited for some of the parts, but I'm still gonna do it. But like it's always fun to discover, like when I did Emior, and I heard like the 2002 demos and stuff like that. Like to me, that's the interesting part, like seeing where everything starts. So
videos are like, that's what you look up when you go on to look up like deathcore videos. It gotta be like at least 12
the old
years.
shows, the old shit, yeah.
Yep. It's the most fun I have, by the way, including the old live performances. It's so freaking
and
cool.
Like the original group. Cool to always like think about the original group.
Yeah, it's yeah, you're right though. Like the artist that makes the logo and the artwork, I feel like it's very important. Like we don't talk a lot about these, but it's so important, right? Like to me, logos. One of my favorite things are the logos. I keep saying it. Like I love deathcore logos and aesthetic, and it can make a big difference in terms of like first impressions. It's telling you if you're gonna like it or not, almost. So it's important.
Yeah, I'm full send. I'm judging books by their covers.
Yeah.
No, but I think we all at a certain level, we all do it. Honestly,
it's a first impression without hearing it, right? Like unless you're hearing something on the radio and it's like unbeknownst to you, like you have to actively like choose to listen to something. You have to click on something. You have to go out, kind of go out of your way to press on something. So whether it be a thumbnail for a YouTube video, whether it be like
there you go,
like the logo or artwork or whatever it is that the band's putting forward, like all of that stuff matters ultimately.
Yeah, when I was
like, it doesn't necessarily always. It's not like a make or break thing.
Yeah.
Always. Like I think some people focus too much on that and not enough on the music. That's like a whole other debate. But I mean, it is a part of the puzzle for sure.
No, for sure. Because like, let's think about it like for a second. The most money a band can do is with merch, right? Are you going to buy merch that you don't like the logo, honestly? Even if you love the band, like I won't personally. Like I'm gonna wear it if I like. I mean, that's how sick is that freaking logo. Like I could wear that for the rest of my life. You know, like I'm a walking promotion for Waking Up Ever at this point. But like it's like. It makes a big difference if you really if you really think about it. If you don't like the logo, I don't think you're going to buy as much merch or as many albums and stuff. And me and Dom are fairly old now, and I used to buy albums without really knowing. Like when I bought my first Despise Icon album, I didn't know who they were. I just saw with the super sick logo, and I was like, I'm trying it. And I was not disappointed. It was super sick, but I think it's important. I think you're right. I think it's not everything, but I think it's still, it's worth taking time.
It adds to a vibe, man. There's something about like a good logo or good artwork to like when you're listening to a song, you kind of have like that artwork in your head at the same time. A lot
and you're
of
like, I'm the shit.
Yeah, you like you understand it more for some reason.
Yeah,
the full picture of what the band was going for or whatever. But
and sometimes they change the logo and I don't understand. Like when Dirt as Murder changed their logo, I was like, you guys had the best logo I've ever seen in my life, and now you have the most generic logo I've ever seen in my life, but you had one of the coolest ever. Like no hate to them, but come on. You see what I did there? No hate to them, whatever. Yeah, they have an album called that, but like it's so like it was perfect. The first
that logo is undefeated. Nothing will ever touch that. That logo is so good.
Like it's telling you, like it's written. This logo screams like it's gonna be heavy as shit, and hell yeah, there's breakdowns in what we do. Like that's everything is saying it. Like. And they made it like kind of in an angle too, which makes it even cooler. I think. I don't know. I never understood why they. Now they're. I don't. You probably saw, but now they're selling more merch with that old logo on it. But like, which is cool. But when they changed it, I was like,
the dollar signs are there, so for sure.
Yeah,
for sure why they're doing it.
I mean, there's a revival. You kind of have to, but like, it's when I saw that they changed it, I was like. Why? Like
I was so unnecessary. Like I was like making such a stink about it on like embarrassingly, like cringily. So I was like, I was talking so much shit about the new logo on Facebook, like when they first like unveiled it.
Yeah, but you would look at the merch and it looked like super badass before, and then with the new logo, I was like, I don't know, like it just looked like a regular Mel shirt, and.
It also like was like the pentagram was like cringy, like not even in a cool way. Yeah. It's like, and like it was kind of one thing when they were using both logos at the same time, but when they like completely phased out the old logo, oh my god, it broke my heart.
Oh yes,
it broke my heart. Now a band, while we're talking about logos, a band that had a logo and then they changed it and it was better, but it's kind of because they added on to the logo they already had, Oceana.
Yeah. I can attest to that. Yeah.
The version that they have on Depths is like it's cool, it's whatever, but like on Contagion when they added like all the drips and stuff,
the drips.
It was better. It was better. It looks more brutal.
Yeah, they upgraded for sure.
Yeah, and it's by the way,
without the drip, you look at it. I'm like looking at it now without the drip, and it kind of looks goofy without the drip.
True.
Like looking back on it, like obviously you had it like on artwork, maybe it's a bit different, but just the logo itself and like but like with the revisited version for sure.
Really sells it.
It's got drip, but it's also got like more grit to it, like some texture to it, which it didn't have before also. But yeah.
And in the O's, like the little, like I don't know, everything was better. Yeah, you're right.
Super adds the flow.
One of the coolest logo, by the way. Like this one, like it's so freaking sick. Like there's a few bands like that. Like I always love the Carnifex logo, like the one with like the like it's also another like really cool. Whitechapel to me always felt similar to Jobs for Cowboy a little bit, but it's still super sick. Like it's the same style, I would say, but like they're both super sick. Like there's something about deathcore logos.
Speaking of the Job for a Cowboy logo, a few months ago, I was doing like a MySpace deep dive on the Wayback Machine, and I was just digging through like all of Job for a Cowboy stuff, and I actually found a download for a PSD of the original logo file, like the one that Johnny Davey made himself. He like uploaded it for like promoters to use for flyers. And I found I have it. I have the original Job for a Cowboy. It's like the logo that we all know and love, but it's like just the original file he made like in like 2005. It's so
insane.
And like it's funny too because like the logo is like this big IRL. Like it's like tiny. It's like such a tiny file.
I was expecting that. Yeah, I was expecting that. when you said that, I was like, I'm curious about the quality of the file.
It's good quality, but it's small. But it's like oh sick.
It's not the size that matters, you know. Sometimes that's how it goes. No, but like I still believe that it's one of the coolest logos still. Not kidding. Like it was a very cool logo. It's a different style. I'm a big fan of like the, you know, I don't know, like the die art, but like, or the Chelsea green with the, I love when it's extreme, but the Job for a Cowboy is kind of minimalistic, but it works. Like it's kind of a horror movie kind of font or whatever. It works just
it fits them perfect.
Almost on the cyber grind like vibe, because the splatters are just like super long, but it's still super legible. I don't know. It's a cool logo for sure. Yo guys, I'm gonna be the party pooper here. I think we've been going on for a little bit.
No, we were actually on the same time. 3 hours. Really cool.
Yeah, the dudes over there are about to sleep, I think.
Hey, shout out to Disfigured.
But
hey, is that Disfigured on sleepy mode?
But hey, not to say that we can't do it all over again. So you know, we'll have some other opportunities to talk. I really enjoyed this kind of format. This was really cool to get to link up with everyone all at once and have different opinions. We usually do one-on-ones, you know, me and Yan. So it was cool to have a group going and shit. But I'd love before we leave though, I'd love to maybe hand it off to each and every one of you. If you guys have anything you want to plug, where to find you guys, what the bands are, if you guys have anything coming up or whatever, something to look out for, I'd love for you guys to kind of plug your stuff so people can check it all out.
Yeah, hey, keep fucking with all these bands because they're all goated and we're all gonna play with each other soon. So don't be surprised if you see all of us on the same bill.
Let's go.
Sir. Let me say some. Shout out all the bands in the call. Shout out to the ones who couldn't make it. If shit, like keep on listening to that brutal shit, and probably. Hey, if y'all could, listen to that new single, My Hand, Your Demise. Shit is fire. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
I appreciate being on this podcast, bro. It was a blessing. Y'all were really sick to talk to.
Yeah, first off, thanks to the podcast. And we're super happy to come on here and talk to you guys. And can't wait to do it again. We got some shows coming up with these fools. We're going on tour in June. And we're going to hit like Vegas and Arizona. It'll be fun.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go check out 12 Gauge Rampage. You don't want to say anything?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Gauge Rampage. That new single. It's on Spotify now. It's on Spotify now.
That's what's up.
Yeah, never mind.
Buy our merch. Yes.
Go buy that fucking merch.
Hey, thank you guys, though. Thank you for the Brutality podcast. Thank you guys so much. It was awesome.
Of course.
Y'all are the ghosts.
At Disfigured.0 on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm gonna link all the bands in the description on the future upload and stuff like that for sure. Mario, any shout outs, anything going on? What do you want to?
Yeah, sorry I wasn't here for a bit. Had some issues, but thank you so much for having us on here. It means a lot, especially like, for us starting out, it truly does mean a lot to have us on and to say our piece. I want to say shout out to everybody, and obviously check out everyone's stuff, man. Everyone's dropping new shit. I mean, we just dropped today, so
Yes, sir.
check it out.
Let's
Go.
I've got to pair everyone here. Thanks for having me / Gorilla Glass. I mean, you know where to find our shit if you're watching. I want to do it again for sure, so let me know.
Oh yeah. When's the part two?
I'll close my part with rest in peace, Derek Cruz.
There we go.
All right, and yes, we do need to do that again. It was like super sick. Like I would be down to redo that, and I think our chat was like super on board with everything. Like it was fun. So yeah, I'm gonna say that like right ahead. Like I really want to do that again. It was awesome. Hey, thanks. You're saying thanks, but thanks to you guys for all saying yes. Like it was kind of a short notice as well. Like we didn't give you like that much, time prior to that. You all said yes, all super on board, super,
Yeah, like, I want to say out the gate,
everything and just like
all that, guys. On the real, like it's already hard enough for us to try and book one person for a regular podcast, and y'all showed up like 10 of y'all. Everyone promoted the shit. Everyone was participating. We just kind of threw you guys a date and a time, and everyone just said yes. So thank you guys so much. It's so fucking
one more
appreciated.
thing.
You guys fucking rule.
Dom, Jan, and Jason, you guys are the GOAT for being OGs. We need you.
My back hurts now.
The old people, yeah. The old people.
Hey, another thing, fucking shout out DEATHCORE Brasc0. It sucks that y'all couldn't like stay till the end, but
shout out Victim Blame.
Hey, shout out Victim Blame. Shout out Restricted, the Alien Script. Shout out all that shit.
Aparaxian.
Aparaxian. Hey, and another really underrated band. Go check out All Lines Go Flat. They're hard too.
Okay.
Hell yeah. I vouch that.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
Shout out Jake,
thank you
bro.
guys.
Bro, Gorilla Glass is one of like the dopest shit out right now. Sick as fuck to talk to you, buddy.
Dude, every one of my homies is bumping them, bro. That's all they're talking about. It's awesome, dude.
Thanks, guys, again.
Thank you so much. You're the unk of the scene. You're the Godfather
course,
type.
man.
Hey, yo, Unk.
Hey, peace out.
Appreciate you, Unk.
Peace out.
Yeah.
Peace out, guys.
Hey, for real.